Good evening, guys. Good to see you. UK Urban Prepper, you were in 6:30, so that was a while ago, but I sent you an email. Northbrook, UK Prepper, good to see you, brother. And then we have Magic Acres, aka Mark. Good to see you too. So we wait for people popping in here and see who's put a comment in the chat so I know who you are. That makes everything easier for me. And besides, how did your week go? I hope your week has been great. Mine has been pretty good, actually. I can't complain. Hey, Norfolk. Good to see you. How are you doing? I hope you are doing good. And 5 in the house. That's awesome. We wait a couple of more minutes and wait and see if there will be more people who popping in here. And then we go in for today's in this evening's topic. Okay, Norfolk. Weather's pretty crap. Weather's pretty crap though. Solid rain. Yeah, we had some rain today and it has been cloudy. But that's how I like it. Hey, Miss Ann, Pinay Vlog. 14, good to see you, ma'am. Always nice to see you. And if you are new to my channel, feel free to subscribe, like, share, and comment. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. Hey, Prepper for the Ages, good to see you again, Jill. How are you doing? I hope your week has been good. Mine has been pretty good. Okay, you're having your dinner, Ann. Okay, no problem. No problem. Well, you need to eat too, Ann. That keeps you going. Yeah. I'm waiting for the chicks to hatch. Okay. Yeah, you have a better success with these ones than the last ones. That was a little of a bummer. But it's good to see you, Ann. And you too, Jill. And I hope PB will pop up because he usually do. But anyway, today's topic is something I'm not that familiar with, actually. I tried to do some research on this topic, but we'll see what we can find out. That means I can give you a translation for it. Give me a sec. I will give you and I will give you the translation right about now. We put that in there, and that is what it means. Hey, according to Lena, good to see you, ma'am. Always nice to see you. Okay, there come a pop, and it was Mark, but he popped out for some reason. That means, hey, Mark, good to see you again. You're on your way to your cabin, I believe.
Not really. Let me of course I can't hear anybody now. And this phone is terrible in the oh, that's because I'm squeezing the volume button. I'll come back if you can hear me. I'll come back in a minute.
Yeah, okay, no problem. Let's see, it popped up a couple of more here. Beverly Moffat, good to see you again. Nice, something I could do on a daily basis. Yeah, you could. Diana too. Yeah, good to see you too. And lurking works just fine too. But anyway, today's topic is basically something I'm not that familiar with. But this topic is suggested by Preparedness Veteran. And the topic is exploring ethnobotanical medicine and foraging. So I had tried to do some research on it. Yeah, there you are.
Can you hear me better now? A little bit?
Yeah, I can hear you a little bit better now, yeah.
Yeah, I had a Bluetooth box running, and it doesn't do microphone side, so good times. Hey, welcome to the land of construction in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about today?
Actually, ethnobotanical medicine and foraging. So
cool. What is ethnobotanical?
I am not familiar with this because I'm not familiar with this topic because this is basically a topic suggested by PV.
Oh, get up here, PV. Explain this one.
Yeah, it would be. I can see if I found a PDF on it. So I'm gonna see if I can present it because it's up on a tab. So yeah. Let's see if that works. There we have it. I hope. No. Okay, we can do like this instead. Ethnobotanical study of traditional medicinal plants used. Okay, I think we use this one. This says abstract. A variety of traditional medicinal plants has been widely used by different indigenous people in Ethiopia for many human and livestock ailments. This study was conducted to investigate and document the use of medicinal plants in the Sidi Muja district. I butchered probably that name. 16 key informants were selected purposively, and 72 informants were selected randomly from 5 wards. Data were collected using semi-structured questionnaires, group discussions, and field observations. Uh, so, as you see, it's a lot of information, um, and we can go it to read all the abstract. It takes basically forever. Introduction. Ethnobotany is the study of interrelations between humans and plants, including plants used as food, medicines, and for other economic applications. One of the aims of ethnobotanists is to explore the importance of plants that are used as food, clothing, shelter, fodder, fuel, furniture, and medicinal use. Therefore, ethnobotanical studies are useful in identifying, disseminating, and documenting indigenous knowledge and the application of plant diversity for human and livestock ailments. Traditional medicine has been defined as health practices, approaches, knowledge, and beliefs in plant, animal, and mineral based medicines, spiritual therapies, manual techniques, and exercises to treat, diagnose, and prevent illness or maintain well being. Traditional medicine is the main source to treat both human and livestock diseases, which will still play a vital role to cover the basic health needs in developing countries. This is because the use of medicinal plants has much lower cost than modern public health services, and it's a culturally linked tradition. It's a lot of information, so well, let's see if there popped up something more people here. Hey, half-wit, good to see you, brother. Uh, Marlika Filipinas, welcome to the channel and good to see you. And good evening.
So basically, we're foraging for anything and everything that's helpful to you, your livestock, medicine, food, which is cool. We should all know how to do that.
Yeah, that is basically what ethnobotanical medicine is, basically. That is plants that is good for you and your livestock, basically. But before we dive into this, first of all, I'm not an expert.
Neither am I.
And Mark is not an expert either. So this is not medicinal advice because we are no doctors. We are not experts on this topic. So keep that in mind, okay? If you want to know more, please do your own research and ask those who are professionals. This is just for. This is only for
entertainment purposes only.
Entertaining and educational purposes, as educational information purposes, basically. So
there's lots of books out there on, I have one called Herbs That Heal. Now, whether or not that's true or not, I don't know. It's in a book, but it was on a bestseller list, and it's got a lot of information on all different herbs from all over the world. You may not find something in your area in the book, but there's a lot of stuff in there. A lot of stuff I grow currently. Some stuff is like weeds, I think, or most of us think of them as weeds, but they're actually beneficial for certain things, according to the book, for health and well-being and your gut biome and all kinds of stuff. So really, really good stuff.
A Norfolk UK prepper says, sounds like like most of the info in the book, herbal antibiotics, what big pharma doesn't want you to know, how to pick and use the 45 most powerful herbal antibiotics for overcoming any ailment. Yeah, that sounds like a good book to have too. Um, but anyway, the next is mentions trends in the use of traditional and complementary medicine are increasing in many developed and developing countries. According to traditional remedies are the most important and sometimes the only source of the therapeutics for nearly 80% of the worldwide population. For instance, about 85% of world population use herbal medicines for prevention and treatment of diseases, and the demand is increasing in developed and developing countries. About 500 million people in the South Asian countries alone are reported to seek health security from plants. In Africa, more than 80% of the population uses traditional medicine for their health care and practices. So that's a lot of people. Uh, and yes, we use plant medicine uh, at some point here in the western part of the world. Hey, Bob, good to see you, brother. Yeah, and Bob, you want the link, I guess. Let's see if he usually wants the link. And it good to see you, Bob. So it is a lot of peoples around the world who use plants for preventing and treatment of some diseases. Okay, not all diseases. More serious diseases you can't use plants for. And before you use anything herbal traditional medicine, go and see your doctor before you do it. Go to the professionals. The next one is traditional medicine remains the main source for large majority of people in Ethiopia. About 80% of the human population and 90% of livestock depend on traditional medicines treating health problems. Ethiopia is a home of diversity, having diverse flora as well as ethnic groups, each having different ways of utilization and manipulation of medicinal plants. In addition to the people of Ethiopia have many languages, cultures, and beliefs, which have in turn contributed to the high diversity of traditional knowledge and practices of plant resource uses, management, and conservation. And there right here is Bob. Hey, Bob, good to see you.
Good morning.
What's up, Bob?
Good morning. Hey, Chef. I got your raccoon email, Chef.
Yeah.
You are indeed a sick
I
animal. I won't repeat what that email said. Go ahead. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
All her email was just dumb shit all the time. Only things I think are appropriate for you and me.
Yeah, that's all right.
Let's see. The Ethiopian people used traditional medicine over the past period and categorized plant species ingeniously. However, the indigenous knowledge about traditional medicinal plants is transferred secretly from generation to generation, orally in developing countries like Ethiopia. Therefore, there were many misconceptions on the now I can't even pronounce the word either. Efficacy of medicinal plants because of lack of interest of modern society and way of knowledge transferred by elders. Um, so, and yes, Bob, this is exploring ethnobotanical medicine and foraging. That's the topic for today.
No, there's so much to this topic. Yeah, there's so much to it. I mean, I'm honestly lacking in that kind of information.
Yeah, so am I. That's why I had to Google it because I am found a.
Might have a few internet problems up here. The signal gets a little sketchy.
So I find on a Google PMC, NCBI, NLM, NIH articles. It's a government website. The traditional medicine in Ethiopia is facing a problem of sustainability due to the loss of taxa, loss of habitat, and loss of indigenous knowledge. The plant species reduced extremely because of environmental degradation, agricultural expansion, loss of forests and woodlands, overharvesting, fire overgrazing, firewood collection, and urbanization appear to be the major threats to the medicinal plants of Ethiopia. These factors require urgent attention to conserve and optimize the use of medicinal plants in primary healthcare systems of humans and livestock. Moreover, the indigenous knowledge of medicinal plants is getting lost due to migration from rural to urban areas, industrialization, rapid loss of natural habitats, and changes in lifestyle. As a result, the documentation of traditional use of medicinal plants is important to preserve the indigenous knowledge. Therefore, the main objective of the study was to identify the major types of medicinal plants used to treat both human and livestock disease, to document indigenous knowledge, and to identify major threats and conservation methods to keep the balance between availability and utilization of traditional medicinal plants by the community in the Sidi Muja district. So this is actually a study they did. So, and it was actually PV's suggestion for a topic. It's a good topic, but I'm lacking a lot of knowledge in this area actually, so I don't know much. I'm not an expert. Not you as well, Bob. You're not an expert on this topic. I'm not either.
No,
not Mark. So, but we can get a hinge on what it is basically. So,
the most I can tell you about my area in the Pacific Northwest is there are some willow trees that grow in marshy areas, and the Indians in this area would peel the bark off and use it as a form of aspirin or a mild pain reliever. But I've never done it, and be honest with you, if I was going to resort to plants for medicine, I would want a live person standing right next to me showing me how to do this. You know, someone who really knows what they're doing.
You need a professional who knows what he or she doing.
Yeah.
Because if you prepare it on the wrong way, you can do more harm than good. So.
Correct. Yeah. If like the willow bark, if I had a Puyallup Indian with me to show me how to prepare it, okay, we're good. You know, but I'm not going to go out on my own and go trying something like that. It's a little sketchy because plants can really screw you up. You don't want to take them,
definitely.
Put the wrong plant in your mouth, you know.
Even the different parts of a plant you know, the roots versus
Mhm.
the stems versus the leaves versus the flowers. Some things are
Exactly.
really beneficial. Other things, I don't know, they'll put you 6 feet under off the same plant.
Yeah, you are right on that, Mark. You are dead certain on that. That's why I don't like mushrooms. I'm not going to go out and get my own mushrooms. No, no,
Yeah,
no,
no.
no, no, no. Yeah, that's not
Now,
going to happen.
I stick with the chanterelles because that is the only mushroom I recognize in
Hmm.
the
Right.
field. Hey, Darren Dobson, good to see you, brother.
If I got when
Well,
I get to the property here, if I got puffballs growing on my logs, I'll cut a few off and drop it off at a friend's house and be like, okay, what do you think? And if he just pops it in his mouth, I'll be like, all right, we're good to go.
well, mhm. Well, I'll give you a story. My my ex, um, she was a nurse, and she had a young lady as a patient. She was on a medical floor with severe kidney damage, and her
Yeah.
grandfather died in the emergency room because grandpa took her out mushroom hunting, and they brought
Ooh,
some and ate them at home. And yeah, grandpa was around 70, 80 years old, and he didn't make it. He died in the emergency room. And the young
Yeah.
lady, basically what she ate killed her kidneys, so she's going to have to be on dialysis for the rest of her life.
that's what I was
So
gonna
Yeah.
that's
say.
what,
All
not
mushrooms are
knowing what you're
edible at
doing.
one time.
Yeah, that might be your last meal. Yeah, you better like it. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, not for
So
me. I'll yeah,
don't pick a mushroom you don't recognize, or if you're not
certainly
110% sure that a mushroom is edible, don't touch it.
don't. Yeah, I don't. I won't even touch them. You know, be honest with you. After I heard that, what kidney damage did to that young lady, I won't even put my bare skin on a mushroom that I'm not familiar with. You know,
Yeah, I agree with you.
well, I cut a tree down in my backyard, and I've got some kind of fungus mushroom things growing on it. I don't even touch them. I just, okay, you grow there. Don't get on me. We're fine. You know,
And the
that's
mycelium's good for it's good for everything. I mean, it helps the biome, the nutrients in the soil, it aerates it, does lots of good stuff. But yeah, they're not all edible.
right, right. Yeah, I don't mind if they grow in the grass. In fact, it shows when I got mushroom growing in my grass in my yard. That shows that the homemade fertilizer that I throw out there is working because it's
Yeah.
decomposing. That's what mushrooms love to grow in compost. You know, so but I just run
Uh,
them over with the
yeah.
lawnmower.
Yeah, spread those spores everywhere.
Yeah, why not? I grow everything organically, so well, if the
Yeah.
mushrooms are happy there, okay, good enough.
I changed to this PDF file instead. Um, it seems a little
Okay.
bit better. This one is created by International Journal of Life Science and Pharma Research. So this is also this is Department of Science and Technology, Government of Rajasthan, set.com office. It sounds like in India or something.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Well, it's easier for me to eat some medicinal plants overseas than here. Well, like example, Shadow, there's a plant that's called Umpalia. It's commonly known as bitter melon, and
okay,
it grows over. They grow it as a crop over in the Philippines, and they say that helps with the symptoms of diabetes.
okay,
So yeah, yeah, that's the most I only, like I said, I only will eat medicinal plants if there is someone there who really knows what they're doing. But me going out in the woods and doing that,
Nah, I
not so
doubt
like.
it.
Mhm.
Yeah, in US there you have a lot of different medicinal plants that is really good, but you need to
Mhm.
have some knowledge to find them and recognize them, so you find the right plant, so you don't take the poisonous one,
Yeah.
because that would not be fun.
Yes. Yeah.
There are plants there is a medicinal plant that you can use the root, the stem, and the leaves, but the berries are poisonous. So,
Right. Right.
so that is another thing you need to take in consideration as well. Um,
One thing I did is there was some hiking trails along a local river, and I often will carry a pair of pruning shears with me to cut back the blackberries that are sticking out onto the path, you know, so people don't get cut up. But I did find some nightshade plants along that footpath.
I got a
yeah,
So
bird
I
nest
went in
over
there and I
my.
cut those things right.
I got a bird nest over
Oh,
my
okay.
doorway. How cute!
There you go. Yeah, I cut those nightshade plants to pieces when I found them
yeah,
because they're bright red little berries, and children love those things, and they're very toxic. But I did have experience when I was very young. Went on the hillside, in the forest, out hiking when little kids could go out hiking, which we did a lot. Um, I brought home these beautiful flowers to my mom. Hi, mom, here's your present. They were foxgloves. And my
okay.
mom almost had a heart attack. And she took the plants, took those flowers away from me and got rid of them. And she made me wash my hands and asked me if I ate any. And I said, no, I didn't eat any. But I didn't, unknowing that those contain digitalis. It's a heart, it slows
Yeah,
your heart rate down. So
yeah,
luckily, nothing happened, but that was a shock. I mean, I was very young, and I see the look on my mom's face of terror.
yeah. She must be pale. She must turn
She
pale,
was, yeah,
basically.
wide-eyed. She did. Yes, Shadow, she did. Because, oh my God, no, did you eat any of that? And no, Mama, I just thought they're so pretty. Wash your hands right now.
Uh, this is a complicated topic, especially
Oh,
I
it
didn't
is.
have much time to research this, so I do what I can with what I have, basically. Um,
Mhm.
uh, the tribals, the different tribals. It mentions a lot of different tribes here, but I don't want to mention them because it takes too
Yeah.
long. And then they divided them in first, so different zones, obviously. Um, in this zone, the districts of southern areas are included. These districts are Banswara, Dungapur, Udaipur, and Chittorgarh, where bills and damors are fastened on the arm for this purpose. I
Mhm.
butchered probably a lot of these names, but some of these names are difficult to pronounce. They contain an odd assortment of articles, namely 2.5 grain of Ursia sativa, 2.5 grain of Vigna munga, radiata, and 2.5 grain of Hordeum vulgare, 2.5 flower bud of clove, and a piece of Cuscutare flexa, for Jada purpose. 13 plant
Mm.
species have been recorded from the areas these are employed for physical and psychic problems of the tribals for various superstitious rites to ward off evil eyes and evil spirits. 26 plant species were recorded. Okay, for folk medicine. Yeah, plants has been used in spiritual rituals and among the tribes. Even in the Native Americans, they had their own plants for that too as well. So it's not only people in the Africa or in India or so it's also in US. Even here in the Nordic countries, they used flower, different plants and mushrooms for their rituals. So
certainly. There's the shame about all that is that it's like becoming a lost knowledge in many places. Like here in the States, you know, the only thing I learned with that willow bark was my grandfather or some of the Indians I lived with. You know, that's it. But with the pharmaceuticals and etc. I just don't know this stuff. If I need a pain reliever, I'll open up a plastic bottle with a tablet and take it. You know, so a lot of that information is dying out. No,
that is because we are so urbanized that knowledge are lost, basically, or on its way to get extinct, basically. And then we need to relearn everything from the beginning again, and which takes time.
It takes real honest to God lessons. With an expert. But what I've done is I know some of the local plants that I can eat because of preparedness. You know, stinging nettle. White clover, red clover, those are all edible. Stinging nettles, you have to boil it.
Yeah, you need to boil them. Or put them in a frying pan.
Clover, you can pull it right off and eat it as it is. It won't hurt you. That's and then cattail roots, but you really want to boil that because it's the root. A few other plants like the fiddle on some of the ferns here, the very young starts when they're still covered with slime. I guess they're edible. But
those are your fiddlehead ferns.
Fiddlehead ferns, yeah. Thank you, Mark. Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at right down there. These are grown ferns now, but when they start growing, they get that little curl on them. Let's see if I got any left.
Right. Yeah.
Not really. Probably down by the stream, but
I think it's too late in the year to eat them.
My view.
There you go. That's all right.
The view
right
off
there.
my deck. Stream is right over there on the other side of that little spot there.
I like it.
It's quiet.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it too.
I gotta set up a cot here, make sure my fat ass doesn't break it before I drag it all the way to Ohio next week.
Yeah.
Oh man, with you, your fat ass, man, that's better be made out of tungsten carbide steel.
Why am I on here?
But I'm gonna very soon here. I get my first Social Security check, and I'll have extra income. And because of Mark talking about freeze-dried food, and that video I shared out with that guy who lived through Hurricane Helene, I'm going to go ahead and buy some of those Mountain House dehydrated meals or freeze-dried meals. So
Yeah.
that'll be my first
So
time getting
before
some
you
of
buy a ton of them,
those. But
before you buy a ton of them, buy a
sample.
variety pack and try them all. Because some of them,
There we go.
the pictures look good, but they taste like crap.
Yeah. And I talked to the lady owner of the coffee shop. They're into preparedness. She and her husband, and they go hiking quite frequently, and they take Mountain House meals with them because they're so light and all that. But I asked her, is there any meal that you would recommend? She said, not really. And I said, is there any meals that Mountain House makes that you will never buy again? She goes, no, they're all pretty good.
Wait,
You know,
this
you're
is
out
from the
hiking
person
for
at
4
Mountain
hours
House?
with a backpack on. No. This is the lady at the coffee shop who owns the coffee shop.
Ah, gotcha.
And she said, yeah. She said, yeah. So far, the ones that we've had, they're all good. So, okay, yeah. From the screwy raccoon talking about making this stuff and that video, I'm going to go ahead and buy some.
I mean, I'd make it and send it to you, but you know, I can't do that because I don't know. If you're my friend next door and let you taste stuff and saw me do it, sure, I'd let you buy the food. My other buddy does
Yeah.
that. And he's like, I'll buy the food you
Mhm.
freeze dried. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. You're going to pay for the bags and the oxygen absorbers. And other than that, I really don't care because, you know, we're friends.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
well, apparently this thing holds my fat ass just fine. And
That's
No,
good.
man.
almost long enough for
It's got to be made out of aviation grade metal.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
probably.
Say, look at that. Come on. It doesn't get any more technically
There you go. That's good.
aeronautic than that.
Yeah, that will hold up well.
I just laid on it and you didn't hear a thud noise,
Mhm.
so it's good for 5 minutes anyway.
No. Yeah.
And let me fold this stuff back up and start loading my car up.
Oh. Well,
And it mentions also here
the wife is
soil
home right now.
conservation. Okay.
Oh, the wife is home right now, but she hasn't made any breakfast. So she's just smiling at me because I'm circling around her like a vulture, you know, waiting for some eggs to come out of the pan. But no, she's just smiling at me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you can wait a little bit longer, Bob.
That's that look on her face. She goes, she knows I'm hungry. She's just torturing me.
Yeah.
I don't know who taught that woman how to irritate people. I don't know where she learned that from.
I claim ignorance on that one.
Good. Yeah,
Natural talent.
Yeah, natural talent. Yeah. Now, in fact, when I came in here to the garage, have a cigarette and a coffee, and then your thing popped on, your Shadow, and I was just going to go get showered and go get my sandwich and coffee from the coffee shop. And like, oh, hey, Shadow's on. I'll come in and say hi.
That's nice. Hey, Wanda Henry, good to see you, ma'am. How are you doing?
Oh, I shared out with your email, Shadow, and I sent a notification or whatever to Virginia Roots. You know, it's on your email. It's listed as Antichrist, and it shows a Christian coffee shop, and well, they go in there and they pray, and you know, they're harmless people, and all these people who are men who think they're women, and etc. and out there protesting this little privately owned coffee shop because they're not inclusive and all that. And I have feelings and thoughts about cutting your genitals off and putting on a dress. To me, that's not the kind of influence I choose to be around. You do what you want, but I'm not. But reason why I say it's Antichrist is because God makes a decision of what sex you are. You don't. You don't. God does.
Right. All right. Let's stay back on herbs and foods. We're not going to go down the road of Durlov, who just goes randomly off the charts here.
Oh. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
we are not
I
doing.
don't go into. Yeah, I don't go spiraling out, but yeah, I just wanted to explain that email I sent to you, but
Yeah, thanks for doing that.
uh-huh.
In this article, it says soil conservation as well, because ethnobotanical is for humans and your livestock as well. So plants for humans and your livestock to treat animals with their diseases with plants. So, and now they have a little here that says soil conservation. Traditionally, some plants are kept on the fields by farmers as they know their potential benefits through generations. Kejiri Prosopsis cineraria is most common tree in the Thar desert of Rajasthan. They are grown all over the crop fields. Crop like millets, moth, Phacelos, oh my gulai, Aconitifolius. Sorry, I'm sucking on really when it comes to Latin. Curry beans, Phacelos lunatus, Phacelos mungo, leaves and oil seeds grown well in combination with it. Recent researchers indicate that it brings up moisture and nutrients from underground soil for crop grown above. The leguminous plants or trees in field also fix nitrogen by nitrogen, fixing bacteria in the root noodles and green manure to the soil by their leaf fall. So that is beneficial, basically, for your soil too.
Yeah. Yes,
and your
it is.
crops.
That's one of the reasons why I'm converting my lawn from grass into white Dutch clover for the same reason. The Dutch clover has nitrogen nodules, and it fixes your soil, and it's edible. So hey, it's a bonus both ways.
Yeah, it's a win-win.
It's a win-win, yes, sir.
And then it says it has other uses as well. It seems it's most ceremonial uses. Sandal tree is really nice. Acacia, I'm familiar with. And the vegetable lime used in Ceylon in petals is obtained by burning the bark of Terminalia lata. Okay, a lot of weird. It's a lot of Latin words. I'm difficult to pronounce because it's so. Latin is not my strongest.
No, that's a tough language. No matter what, anyone in Latin's tough.
Yeah, it is. And then we have a lot of. Okay, that's all on this, but plants in general for that is good for that you can use for your livestock and yourself. That is a good benefit from it. It's a win-win basically because you can use the same plant for yourself and for your animals if needed.
Right on. There's I'm not sure if I mentioned it a moment ago, but there's another local plant that grows in my lawn that I can eat. It's called buttercups. But buttercups, you have to dehydrate it or boil it for a long time because there's something in it that won't give you a stomach ache. Will make you really sick to your stomach. So
and some has bitterness you need to boil out or.
Yes. Well, I remember growing up in the horse and cow pastures around my place. The horses and the cows would not eat buttercups. They would just leave it. They would eat all the way around it, and they wouldn't eat it so that tells you that something in it's not so good for you if the animals won't eat it. But I guess it's edible if it's handled properly. Yeah, that's the most. That's the most I've looked into some of this stuff.
Yeah, there are some mushrooms that are actually poisonous, but if you boil them a couple of times and change water, you can eat them.
Okay.
But you need to do it properly. So they are poisonous, but you can eat them if you prepare them properly.
Yeah.
Hey, Shannon. Hey, Troy. Good to see you, brother. Shannon says, just like cowslips, a type of spinach that you have to boil a few times. I am not familiar with cowslips, but
no.
But Shannon is probably correct. Type that is a type of spinach. So she probably have used it before. So I go for that.
I've never seen cowslips. I've never even heard of it. I want to Google that real quick.
Yeah. I haven't heard that either, so that's interesting. From my point of view as well. Okay.
Oh, it's interesting looking. Oh gosh, I might have seen this. Yes, I've seen this before.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, it's got yellow flowers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I know the Swedish name for it as well. So that's good. The Swedish name for cowslip is gullviva. So I'm familiar with that plant.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. I've seen it before, but it doesn't seem to be a real common plant here. But I have seen it growing, especially out in the wilderness. Yeah, interesting.
Shannon says it has a yellow flower on it. My mom used to get me and my
Swampy
brothers gather it when we found in swampy areas.
Yeah.
I can share that actually.
Yeah, I'll be right back, Shadow. I gotta get a coffee warm up.
There we have it.
Sorry about the background noise. I got to change the batteries in my trail cam.
No problem. Well, if you need to change the battery or charge it up.
No, this one it's a web-based trail cam, so or cellular based. So when it gets down below apparently 35%, it doesn't do anything. Because my test picture stopped coming in about a week ago. So, and it was down to about 35%, but the batteries go quick after that. So that's all right. I got new batteries here. If not, I'll run out and get some. Come on back.
Good. There we have the cowslip.
What's cows? I don't think I have that around here.
Can you eat cowslips? Not only can cowslip be used as a remedy in the form of compressed tea or tincture, the ornamental plant can also be eaten. All parts are edible from the roots to the flowers. Okay. That's good to know.
That actually looks like honeysuckle.
I'm not familiar with honeysuckle, so...
Similar shaped flower. They're usually like pink or yellow. And each flower, if you pop it off and squeeze the base of it, it tastes like a little drop of honey. Bob, you ever had honeysuckle?
Yeah, I have when I was a kid.
Yeah, me too.
But there's a flower that I planted out in my pots. They're called nasturtiums. Those are edible. Same with all the clover and all the other stuff. Yeah, I've learned what's edible, but the medicinal plants, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I remember honeysuckles when I was a kid. Yep.
Hey, hide in the honeysuckle bush and sit there and just pick flowers all day and just put that little drop of honey goodness on your tongue. And of course, you know, you're not exactly going to get full before dinner, but sure tastes good.
Yeah, I remember picking and eating my mom's nasturtium flowers, and when I was very young, because she told me you can eat them. So I snuck out of the house and I'm eating them, and she just scolded me. Oh, those are my flowers. Don't, Mom, they're not.
Yeah,
Nice and sweet. They taste like honeysuckles, or those are my flowers. Don't eat them. If you're hungry, I'll make you a sandwich.
Shannon says, I grow several herbs now, and I'm growing lavender yarrow. Okay, that's cool.
I planted a lavender plant in my yard this year. I've never grown it before, but yeah, that's interesting. It seems to be thriving. It's doing well.
Well, if it seems thriving,
it looks like it's a pretty sturdy plant.
Yeah. And speaking of cattail, by the way, I was remembered something about cattail, and that is if you pile the stem and you rub it with your hand, it will create a slime. Basically,
okay, yeah,
and that slime can you use if you have a burned yourself on your hand or something, because that slime is cooling and it's
it's like aloe, sort of.
Yeah,
sounds like it. Yeah, aloe vera. Yeah.
So that is a good use for it. And it's edible. It's a little tricky to get those cattails up because the roots.
Yeah, they're deep into the swamp usually.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
And it takes some time to pick them up.
I understand that that pretty much that plant is edible when it's green. After it dies back for the winter, it's nothing.
Yeah, not the brown puffy shit. Every
No.
every YouTube channel I see an ad, like not an ad, but like their thumbnail.
Hey, Mike.
They show
Good to
like
see
the
you.
brown part in a hot dog bun. I'm like, really?
No, you don't want to eat that.
No,
That
you don't.
no,
Period. But that's what they do to get you to go.
no.
Ooh, what are they talking about? I can eat that part of the cattail, and of course, at the end, they're like, yeah, don't eat this part. Duh.
Oh, that's like eating pillow stuffing or like feathers or something.
Yeah, they're seed
No,
pods.
no,
That's
no,
all
no.
they are.
Uh-huh. Hello, Mike. Good morning or afternoon
Hey,
for
Mike.
you, or
Evening.
Good
He's 1
evening,
hour
yes.
behind me.
How you doing?
We are doing
so
good
far.
so far.
So far, so good. But I'm just trying to motivate my missus to get in that kitchen and get me something to eat.
Well, just make sure you don't motivate her with 2 black eyes. It's fine.
Now she's a black belt, dude. I don't raise a hand to her. She'd hurt me bad, man.
Yes, you can.
I have a belt that's gray, and I can rip it off my waist real quick and smack you with it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, promises.
Nah, I
Ooh,
just
stop, buddy.
don't. Oh, for God's sakes! Oh my God!
Here we go. We got him going.
Nah,
already.
I just,
Jeez.
I just threatened her
Freaking
with
Englishmen.
deportation.
Oh my God. You guys need to get out a little more. No, I'm just kidding.
Nah, I just threatened her
Email,
with deportation,
good
but
to see you.
yeah,
And Brum
Yeah, I
Prep,
was,
good to see you.
yeah, I just went in the kitchen and got a coffee, warm up, and she's home, which is rare. And I said, "Yeah, hon, after Shadows live, I'll go shower and shave and go get my coffee and sandwich because there's no food here." And she turns, smiled at me. That's right. There's no food here.
That's right. Go away. Go play with your girlfriends now.
Yeah,
Bye.
go on. Beat it, mister. I'm not cooking today.
Yeah, you had your chance.
Yeah, she
Shannon
didn't.
says, I have captains out in my front ditch. The brown fluffy stuff is good for healing a wound if you don't have any bandages. Good to know.
Okay. I didn't know that.
I didn't
Yeah,
know that either.
Shocker, Shadow.
JP.
There's not even any rice in the kitchen, man. We got 2 rice cookers. There's no rice in there at all. What the hell? That woman's on strike, big time.
No rice.
No rice she's Filipino, man. That's
Wow.
like unheard of. You know.
Tell her she's bringing shame to the family.
There you go. Yeah.
Here's my homemade solar power system.
Right
Got
on.
one of them Stanley
Right on.
roll around totes. I put that thing's way too big. I got to get it out of here and get something smaller. And it's got my little solar controller, big old AGM 350. I think it's a 350 CCA battery, deep cell, big fuses, switches, meters, plug on the
Smart.
outside.
Very smart.
Cut off
Very
switch.
smart.
I have a whole nother. There's my my solar panels, and they'll pick. These things are from Harbor Freight, dude. These things, well, they're dirty right now, but these, oh yeah, they're really dirty. I gotta clean them. These things will pick up power with just when in the morning when it's just dawn, just light coming out of the sky.
Good deal.
Nice.
Yeah, your chef's a mechanic. I was a mechanic, and that's a good thing about having a mechanical mind is he can build things like that out of
Just make shit.
just make shit up. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know how it
need
all works. I'm like, let me just get what I need and figure it out as I go. And hey, it came out good.
Uh-huh. Good
So
deal.
I'm like, but I haven't got the space for anything more.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, there is that problem. That's why it's out of my cabin, not at my house.
Yeah.
Well, I'm mid moving house, so it's happening this month. But the
Good deal. Good
the
to hear.
super organized room is even more organized at the moment.
Mm-hmm. All boxed up and binned and ready to go.
I tell you
Yeah.
what, when you've got preps, it makes moving twice the job. It really does.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's one thing.
Norfolk, UK Prepper had a question. What about Hawthorne for heart herbal remedies? I'm going to share if my computer wants to cooperate. Hawthorn berries' high antioxidant content may help lower blood pressure and cholesterol, reduce inflammation, improve skin health, and aid digestion. However, it might not mix well with certain heart medications. No, probably
So-
not.
Well, if you've run out of said medications, then maybe something's better than nothing, right?
I
Yeah,
suppose.
something. Yeah, that is better than nothing.
Yeah.
Hawthorn berries are tiny fruits that grow on trees and shrubs belonging to the Crataegus genus. Sorry, I butchered that name. The genus includes hundreds of species commonly found in Europe, North America, and Asia. These nutrient-rich berries have a tart, tangy taste and mild sweetness. They range in color from yellow to dark red. For hundreds of years, people have used hawthorn berry as an herbal remedy for digestive problems, heart issues, and high blood pressure. In fact, the berry has been a key part of traditional Chinese medicine since at least 659 AD. Here are 9 potential health benefits of hawthorn berry.
Yeah. I can now identify some of the trees. There's a private company that owns some condos and apartments, and they planted dozens of those trees. And last summer, when I was walking through the area, I noticed all those. It's hawthorn. I thought that they did that because it was an edible plant. Yeah, very good. Now I can identify what it is.
Yeah. Hawthorn berry is a rich source of polyphenols, which are powerful antioxidant compounds found in plants. Antioxidants help neutralize unstable molecules called free radicals that can harm your body when they are present at high levels. Free radicals can come from certain foods. You can also have higher levels of them as a result of exposure to environmental toxins such as air pollution and cigarette smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Bob.
That's
the fact.
Yeah.
Polyphenols are associated with numerous health benefits due to their antioxidant activity, including a lower risk of 2, 4, 5, some cancers, type 2 diabetes, asthma, some infections, heart problems, premature skin aging. Though initial research in animals and cells is promising, more human studies are needed to assess the effects of hawthorn berries on the risk of disease. Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, I'm not an expert or professional on this field.
Can I just mention that they're saying it's been around and used since, 600 and something AD? And they're saying they need more studies.
659 AD.
And yet they need more studies. Yet we can come up with a vaccine in about 6 months. That's interesting, isn't it?
Tells you a little something there, doesn't it?
We've been using this for over 2,000 years, nearly 2,000 years, and we're still not quite sure if it works. All right, okay. I believe you.
But don't do anything on your own. Do your research. Go to your doc and talk to him. This is not a medical advice. We don't do that here because I'm not allowed to do it because I don't have the proper education for it. So, 2, may have anti-inflammatory properties. May have, Hawthorn berry may have anti-inflammatory properties that could improve your health. Research has found that chronic inflammation is linked with many diseases, including type 2 diabetes, asthma, and certain cancers. In a study in mice with liver disease, hawthorn berry extract significantly decreased levels of inflammatory compounds, leading to reduced liver inflammation and injury. In one study, researchers gave vitexin, a compound present in hawthorn leaves, to mice with respiratory conditions. This treatment decreased the production of molecules that trigger inflammation and reduce the response of white blood cells to inflammation. These promising results from animal and test tube studies suggest the supplement may offer anti-inflammatory benefits for humans. However, more research is needed. Remember that. More research is needed.
Yeah. About another 1,000 years, guys, and we should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, my apprehension with something like that is, how much do I take? Okay, just, the berry may be good for this and that, but how much do I take?
Yeah, how much do you need to eat before you see the effects?
Mm-hmm.
Probably a lot.
Probably.
One berry, 2 berries, or a fistful? No, you need probably eat a bowl twice a day, maybe.
I assume things like this, integrating it into your regular diet, just gives you a bit of the stuff you need rather than trying to use it as a medication.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Well said.
Yeah, that is a good point. Introduce it into your diet and have it as every day, basically. Well, number 3.
Norfolk Peppers said 500 milligrams daily.
Yeah. Number 3 may lower blood pressure. In traditional Chinese medicine, hawthorn berry is one of the most commonly recommended foods to help treat high blood pressure.
Huh.
Yeah, animal studies show that hawthorn can act as a vasodilator, meaning it can relax constricted blood vessels, ultimately lowering blood pressure. A 10-week study looked at the effects of taking hawthorn extract in 36 people with mildly elevated blood pressure. The researchers found that those taking 500 milligrams of the extract daily had reduced a diastolic blood pressure, the bottom number of a blood pressure reading. In 2006 study, researchers gave 1,200 milligrams of hawthorn extract to 79 people with type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure every day for 16 weeks. The people who took the extract experienced more blood pressure improvements than those in the placebo group. Still, more studies are needed to back up these findings. It's also important to note that using an extract is not the same as eating the berries. That is a good point.
Yeah.
An extract is a total different thing, and eat the berries is total different thing as well. So,
and yet a big pharmaceutical company can come up with something made in a test tube, and that's safe for you. Really? And something that comes off of a plant is not? You understand what I mean?
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
I don't know. Yeah. Hey, Scottish Prepper. Good evening.
Did he popped up now?
I'll be right back.
Scottish Prepper 73. Good to see you, brother. Hey, Mehdi. Good to see you. Liselot, good to see you as well.
Oh, well, it looks like I'm back to, got to run to the store now and get some AA batteries. My one trail cam, it fell off the roof once, but it'd been going for another 2 years, but it filled up with water during the last storm and destroyed it. I got a second one that was never activated, so time to swap that and go get some new batteries. I don't have enough batteries for it. So good times. But I'll still hang out. I'm just going to, you're all going for a ride here in a minute. Again.
Yeah. No problem. Number 4 may reduce blood cholesterol levels. Some studies indicate that hawthorn extract may improve blood cholesterol levels thanks to its flavonoid and pectin content. Pectin is a type of fiber involved in cholesterol metabolism. And pectin is what you use when you make jam too. So imbalanced blood cholesterol levels, particularly high triglycerides and low HDL, good cholesterol, play a role in atherosclerosis or plaque buildup in your blood vessels. If plaque continues to build up, it could completely block a blood vessel, leading to a heart attack or stroke. In one animal study, mice that received 2 doses of hawthorn extract had lower total and LDL bad cholesterol, as well as 28 to 47% lower liver triglyceride levels compared with mice that did not receive the extract. Similarly, a 6-week study in rats showed that when rats were fed hawthorn berry supplements, they had significantly reduced levels of fasting triglycerides and LDL bad cholesterol. Lastly, a 6-month study in 64 people with atherosclerosis found that taking hawthorn extract at the dose of 2.3 milligram per pound, 5 milligram per kilo, of body weight significantly reduced the thickness of harmful plaque buildup in the carotid artery. Though this research is promising, more human studies are needed to assess the effect of hawthorn extract on blood cholesterol. So that is at least promising. And number 5, used to aid digestion. Well, the digestion system is easy to get some issues with. The stomach is so sensitive for different changes, especially if you eat something that is bad. Used to aid digestion. People have used hawthorn berries and extract for centuries to treat digestive issues, particularly indigestion and stomach pain. The berries contain fiber, which has been proven to aid digestion by reducing constipation and acting as a prebiotic. Prebiotics are foods that nourish and promote healthy gut bacteria, which are vital to maintain healthy digestion. Okay, that sounds good. Less problems with your digestion system. One observational study in people with slow digestion found out that each additional gram of dietary fiber people consumed was associated with a 30-minute decrease in the time between bowel movements. In other words, the more fiber people ate, the more frequently they pooped. Sorry about that word.
We've said worse words on live streams.
Yeah.
Additionally, a rat study observed that hawthorn extract dramatically reduced the gut transit time of food in the digestive system. Reduced gut transit time means food moves more quickly through the digestive system, which may alleviate indigestion. Furthermore, research in rodents suggests that compounds in hawthorn berries could enhance the production and activity of digestive enzymes, namely those needed for the digestion of fatty and protein-rich foods. People have used hawthorn berry as a digestive aid for centuries. It may help relieve constipation and enhance the production of enzymes needed to digest fatty and protein-rich foods. That is a really nice summary of that one. This one, I'm a little bit skeptic, may have anti-aging properties. Maybe.
Yeah.
Hawthorn berries may help prevent premature skin aging caused by collagen degradation due to excessive sun or ultraviolet light exposure. One test tube study found out that a mixture of hawthorn and ginseng extract could prevent signs of aging by inhibiting wrinkle formation and increasing skin moisture. Research suggests that this effect may be due to the hawthorn berry antioxidant content. Nevertheless, research in this area is limited and human studies are needed. I agree with that. Some research suggests that hawthorn berries may help reduce signs of aging as a result of their antioxidant content.
I think you can say that for anything, because improve your diet, you'll improve your skin. It's as simple as that. So I think it's got some merits, but I don't think it would do it magically on its own.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you, Mike, about that. It's not a magic berry that fixes your skin in 10 minutes. No.
Nothing will do everything. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I agree. 7, may reduce anxiety. Scientists have been investigating hawthorn as a potential novel therapy for anxiety disorders. In an older study in 264 people with anxiety, a combination of hawthorn extract, magnesium, and California poppy flower significantly reduced anxiety levels compared with a placebo. However, it's unclear what specific role hawthorn played. Yeah.
Are we talking about actual poppies? Because I think the opiates in poppies might have had something to do with the reduced anxiety more than a hawthorn berry.
That would have a lot to do with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably. I'm not familiar with California poppy flower, but I never heard that name before, so I'm not sure what kind of flower that is. Hawthorn appears to have a few side effects compared with traditional anti-anxiety medications. That's one reason scientists continue to research it as a potential treatment for central nervous system disorders such as anxiety and depression. However, these studies have used various types of hawthorn products, not necessarily the berry specifically. More research is needed. If you want to try a hawthorn supplement to manage your anxiety, don't stop using your current medications, and be sure to discuss it with a healthcare professional beforehand to make sure it's safe for you. That is what we have said. Go to professionals, okay?
Yeah.
And ask them for advice. They know. Okay. Number 8, used to treat heart failure. Hawthorn berry is best known for its use in traditional contexts in treating heart failure. Alongside other traditional medications, heart failure is a condition in which the heart can't properly pump blood. Multiple studies have suggested hawthorn berry may have beneficial effects without severe adverse effects in people with heart failure. Studies mostly show improvements in heart function and heart failure symptoms, such as shortness of breath and fatigue. Researchers have suggested that compounds called flavonoids in hawthorn might be behind these beneficial effects. However, some evidence has suggested that hawthorn may be harmful in certain cases of heart failure. One study found that taking it alongside conventional treatments increased the risk that heart failure would progress. More research is needed. Yeah, it's need a lot more research on that one. And this kind of research takes time. It's time consuming and it costs a lot of money. 9. Easy to add to your diet. Hawthorn berry may be difficult to find at your local grocery store. However, you may be able to find it at farmers markets and specialty health food stores. You can add hawthorn to your diet in many ways. Raw hawthorn berries have a tart, slightly sweet taste and make a great on-the-go snack, but try not to eat the seeds. Like apple seeds, they contain the toxin cyanide. Uh, Not a good idea.
No.
Tea. You can buy pre-made hawthorn tea or make your own using the plant-dried berries, flowers, and leaves. Jams and desserts. In the southeastern United States, people commonly make hawthorn berries into jam, pie filling, and syrup. Wine and vinegar. Hawthorn berries can be fermented into a tasty alcoholic beverage for adults or for flavorful vinegar that you can use to make salad dressing. Supplements. You can take hawthorn berry supplements in a convenient powder pill or liquid form. Hawthorn berry supplements usually contain the berry along with the leaves and flowers, though some include only the leaves and flowers. Different brands and forms of hawthorn supplements have varying dosing recommendations. Typical dosage are 250 to 500 milligram 3 times daily. However, research has yet to determine an optimal effective dose. Keep in mind that the Food and Drug Administration regulates dietary supplements like hawthorn under a less strict set of regulations than over-the-counter or prescription medications. Therefore, always make sure to buy them from reputable sources. Look for products that have received a seal of approval from the independent organizations that assess supplement effectiveness and quality, such as United States Pharmacopoeia, USP, NSF, International, or Consumer Lab. Summary: you can eat hawthorn berries in many ways or take them as supplement. However, appropriate doses are still undefined and more research is needed. Side effects and precautions. I think that is an important thing to take in consideration, actually. Not many side effects have been reported from taking hawthorn berries. Those that exist seem to range from mild to moderate. The most frequent ones people have reported are sweating, headaches, sleepiness, palpitations, mild rash, agitation, and gastrointestinal effects. While there are not life-threatening events, be sure to talk with a healthcare professional if you experience any of these symptoms. Side effects from consuming hawthorn berries tend to be mild. They often include sweating, headaches, sleepiness, palpitations, mild rash, agitation, gastrointestinal effects. Okay. What are we going to say about that, guys?
Well, I'm
That's good.
gonna bounce out of here and I'm gonna just go ahead and bounce out of here, go get something to eat. Wife's on strike, so yeah. So thanks for having me up. Take care, Mike.
Hey, I'll talk to you later, Bob.
Mark. Okay.
See you later.
Peace out, you guys.
Take care, Bob.
I'm on my way to Walmart to go buy batteries. Yay. I opened up my one, you all heard me. My one cellular trail cam died. I thought it was the batteries dying. No, I opened it up, water poured out of it. I'm like, oh, that's never a good thing. But 3 years old, and it did fall off the roof of my cabin once. So I bought a 2-pack. I bought a 2-pack back when I bought it, only activated one. So I'm just going to deactivate this one and reactivate the other one. And get back to having my cellular camera keeping an eye on things for me.
Another two. Somebody mentioned earlier as well. Medi mentioned milk thistle is thought to promote liver, bone, and skin health. Also said to help with breast milk production and diabetes symptoms. I can testament. I take milk thistle. I used to take it quite regular, and it's good. It's good stuff.
Does it come in a
That
capsule
is awesome.
form, or do you actually grow it?
Well, you can get it. You can grow it. Technically, I was taking it in. It's like a powdered form. I was taking it as a supplement,
Ah, gotcha.
just to counter the effects of other supplements and things. But just started taking hawthornberry capsule supplements since yesterday. Nothing happened yet, but it may take time. Everything like that takes time to get through your
Everything
system.
takes time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, humans these days, everybody's into instant gratification. I want to take this now. I want to feel like $1 million right now, and that's what all these certain companies advertise as. It's like, oh, take this now. You're gonna have a great life. It's like, yeah, okay.
I've just had some nourishment vanilla high protein, so clearly I can enter Mr. World right now, right?
That's it. Yeah. I'm watching your muscles grow live on TV. There you go.
No, it's the other point I'd make on the hawthorn berries is the fear of the seeds. I mean, when they say apple seeds have cyanide, you wouldn't believe how many you actually need to
Yeah.
have for it to
Same
have
with,
any sort of
same with
negative
apricot
effect.
Seeds.
Yeah.
Raw
Yeah.
apricot seeds, you'd have to eat like 100 pounds of them a day for a week in order to even get some side effect of cyanide. Yeah. But that's how they keep us from eating stuff that's good for us.
Yeah.
Or so they say it's good for us. I wouldn't know. I'm not a doctor.
I'm not a doctor either. And Mike is not a doctor either. So.
I'm not a doctor, but I did a nutritionist's course, so
Okay.
That's all I like to say. I'm not a doctor, but I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
Diantu, I have used milk thistle tea. It's very pleasant tea. Do you know what? I've tried green tea once, and I've just never been able to get away with any tea that's not regular tea. It just never tastes right to me.
I like the green tea, actually. I like the rooibos tea. And
I have green tea extract as a supplement form in a capsule form, but I've tried drinking it, and it's just not my cup of tea. There you go.
I'm dying to try pine needle tea. They say it tastes like lemons, and it has a
Seen
lot
that
of
a
vitamin
lot.
C in it. And I got like 8 million pine trees growing on my property, and I still have yet to just boil some needles and at least give it a taste. It's not going to kill me. But
Yeah. It never looks appealing though, right?
I have tried
Yeah.
actually pine needle tea,
Everything tastes
and
good
that
one
is actually really delicious.
Really?
well,
Yeah.
pine needle tea.
Yeah. Yeah, I
I'll
tried it.
definitely have to-
I drank.
Think of
It's,
all the
very
Christmas
delicious.
trees. I think of all the Christmas trees I've thrown away, and I've wasted good tea if that's the case.
Hell, I pushed over and put in the corner of my property probably like 400 15-foot pine trees, and some of them were starting to get the early buds on them, which that's the best stuff to get. Nip those off and throw them in a pot of water and boil them up, and I just haven't done it. I'm just pushing them over by the thousands to clear my field out.
Well, I don't have that luxury.
Yeah, well, like when I get back to the
Hello?
property with my batteries and stuff, I'll stop over my field and turn the camera back on. You guys will be like, oh, actually, I got to walk down and check all my I planted radishes and purple top turnip, peas, and tomatoes, but I don't think the tomatoes are growing.
Did you plant them, actually farm them, sort of thing, or have you like tried a bit of wild, just throwing them out there?
No, I hooked my tiller up to the tractor and did 2 like 50-meter passes
All right.
next to
Okay.
each other, and then I moved over like 10 feet and did it again. So I literally just hand sown. I just threw these seeds everywhere in the dirt that I just tilled up, and then ran over it with the tiller, like only down about a centimeter or so, just to get a little most of them underneath. And I went back like 2 weeks later, and like everything grew. I was like, holy crap, it's all growing.
I like it. That's awesome.
Another plant I was thinking of, which has nice, lovely berries, blueberries. They have also medicinal purposes.
They're
Actually,
very, very high in antioxidants, blueberries.
yeah. Blueberries are often called a superfood. This small but mighty berry is loaded with nutrients. They may help lower blood pressure, improve memory, aid in exercise recovery, and more. Blueberries are sweet, nutritious, and widely popular. Often labeled as a superfood, they are low in calories and incredibly good for you. They're so tasty and convenient that many people consider them their favorite fruit. Here are 8 proven health benefits of blueberries. Okay. Number 1, blueberries are low in calories but high in nutrients. The blueberry bush, Vaccinum cyanococcus, is a flowering shrub that produces berries with a bluish-purple hue, also known as blueberries. It is closely related to similar shrubs, such as those that produce cranberries and huckleberries. Blueberries are small, around 0.2 to 0.6 inches, 5 to 16 millimeters in diameter, and feature a flared crown at the end. They are green in color when they first appear, then deepen into purple and blue as they ripen. The 2 most common types are high bush blueberries, the most common cultivated variety in US. Low bush or wild blueberries, typically smaller and richer in some antioxidants. Blueberries are among the most nutrient-dense berries. 1 cup, 150-gram serving of blueberries contains fiber, 13% of the daily value. Vitamin C, 14% of the daily value. And vitamin K, 24% of the daily value. They are also about 85% water, and an entire cup contains only 84 calories with 21.5 grams of carbohydrates. This makes them a good source of several important nutrients. Blueberries are one of the top antioxidant foods. Antioxidants protect your body from free radicals, which are unstable molecules that can damage your cells and contribute to aging and diseases such as cancer. Blueberries have one of the highest antioxidant levels of all common fruits and vegetables. The main antioxidant compounds in blueberries belong to a family of polyphenol antioxidants called flavonoids. One group of flavonoids in particular, anthocyanins, is thought to be responsible for much of these berries' beneficial health effects. I should eat more blueberries when I read these. Number 3, blueberries reduce DNA damage, which may help protect against aging and cancer. Oxidative DNA damage is an unavoidable part of everyday life. It is said to occur in every cell in your body every day. DNA damage is part of the reason we grow older. It also plays an important role in the development of diseases like cancer. Because blueberries are high in antioxidants, they may help to neutralize some of the free radicals that damage your DNA. However, further research is still needed to confirm this link. Number 4, blueberries may lower blood pressure. Blueberries appear to have a significant benefits for people with high blood pressure, which is a major risk factor for heart disease. 2024 review found that regularly eating blueberries every day for a month could significantly improve blood flow and blood vessel dilation. Yeah, so you don't see any effects in 1 week or 2 weeks. It takes a long, some time before you can see some effects of it. So a month is pretty reasonable time for it.
Same with any nutrition, any diet changes. It's never going to be an overnight thing.
Yeah. Number 5, blueberries can help maintain brain function and improve memory. Oxidative stress can accelerate your brain's aging process, negatively affecting brain function. A 2023 study found that consuming blueberry powder, equivalent to about 1 cup of fresh blueberries, each day could help maintain brain function and improve memory in older adults. However, research is conflicting on this issue, and further research is still needed to confirm the exact effects. They have used so odd, unpronounceable words. Anthocyanins in blueberries may have anti-diabetes effects. Blueberries provide moderate amounts of sugar compared to other fruits. 1 cup, 150 grams, hold 14 grams of sugar, which is roughly equivalent to an orange. The bioactive compounds in blueberries may be helpful for managing blood sugar. Research suggests that anthocyanins in blueberries have beneficial effects on insulin sensitivity and glucose metabolism. These anti-diabetes effects have been observed with both fresh and freeze-dried berries. So that's at least good. That normally it will not work as well with frozen berries, but freeze-dried, it keeps the nutrients in. So that's good at least.
Oh, did somebody say freeze dried? Sorry, I got sketchy signal, and I think I'm gonna have to hop off here for about 30 minutes so I go into the stores. So
okay, no problem.
I'll be back on.
Yeah, no problem. Improved insulin sensitivity may lower the risk of metabolic syndrome and type 2 diabetes, which are associated with a range of negative health outcomes. Number 7, blueberries may reduce muscle damage after strenuous exercise. Strenuous exercise can lead to muscle soreness and fatigue. This is driven partially by local inflammation and oxidative stress in your muscle tissue. Blueberry supplements may lessen the damage that occurs at a molecular level, minimizing soreness and reduced muscle performance. In a small 2018 study, blueberries were found to improve exercise performance and decrease certain inflammatory markers, which could aid in recovery. However, research is conflicting on this issue, and further research is still needed to confirm the exact effects. Well,
Yeah.
that sounds...
It's similar to branched chain amino acids and stuff with the reducing the effects, but bear in mind, if you're doing weight training, the muscle soreness you get is the fibers of your muscles that are tearing and breaking apart, and the way you get growth is by supplementing that, not with something like this, but with something like protein, which then reforms that muscle fibers and creates growth. So muscle soreness is a good thing if that's what you're doing it for.
Yeah. Did I miss anyone? Did it pop in any more people? That was a lot of people from your side, I see. Tell the boy, welcome. Evil girl, good to see you again. Kessa, yeah, that was those. Okay, that was Chef Tech. Okay, Mark, you're lurking. That's okay.
Where's everyone else this evening?
I love blueberries and bilberries. I never heard about bilberries before.
Someone made a funny comment before, said a guy reading about berries wearing a berry. Dandelions, that's a good one.
Yeah. Someone explaining a berries is wearing a beret. Yeah, that was fun. Dingleberries sounds familiar.
I think it's a euphemism for his dangling berries.
Yeah. So it's a complicated topic, especially when you don't have that much knowledge about it. And I had to do a quick research.
Yeah, it's probably a gap in my prepping side of things, and yet it's something I've encouraged when people have said, "Oh, how do I prep? Because I'm on this medication, that medication." I've said, look for alternatives, look for herbal medicines and stuff in a complete Teotihuacan sort of thing, because you wouldn't obviously recommend it over the medication they're taking, because we're not doctors, like we keep saying, but. It's a good knowledge to have. It's something I need to do more work on, definitely.
Yeah, and ethnobotanical medicine is basically plants that you has medicinal purposes for you and your livestock as well. So
yeah.
That is what it is. So it's a pretty.
John C says bilberry are like a smaller wild blueberry.
Okay.
There you go. Have we no Gil tonight?
No, I sent him the link, but he didn't. I didn't get any answer from him. So, hey, Guardian! Oh, now he popped in, so that's good. This is probably something Guardian hasn't.
Bilberries, which are native to Europe, are different from North American blueberries, although the species are closely related and belong to the same genus.
Yeah. I think Guardian wants to pop up, so I'll put the link for him. Good to see you, Guardian. And I know you wanted to pop up, and I know you think like this topic, so you might have something good and interesting information to share with us. So we give him a minute or two, or maybe 3, and see if he's pop up. He usually do. And Norfolk, UK Prepper says, I'll have to do a vlog of my Hawthorne supplement endeavors. Yeah, that might be a good idea to do. Yeah, and we have Guardian.
Hi,
Hello.
good evening, everybody. How's your weekend going?
Pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it's all right. Work, because I'm moving house.
Yeah, that's a lot of work. Huh.
Yeah, that's a huge adjustment. It's actually quite exciting though. I love the prospect of just redesigning a place because you're moving into a new place, so you can set up where you want everything for your own convenience and for the aesthetic purposes.
Hey, Howie, good to see you.
If you ever wanted knowledge on gardening and foraging, this is amazing to see Howie. If Howie can join us, you'll have like tons of information here. Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
I was just going to say that's one of the benefits that I'm moving somewhere with some outdoor space with the garden.
Congrats on that. That's a huge step. I think honestly, like if you've had a garden before, but it's just, we go through stages of lives with different places that we live in, and moving into a place that's got a little bit of an area for some gardening and growing your own crops as well, and just kind of, some chilies and some berries to start, or, perhaps maybe like one or two like stationary function trees. I don't know what trees grow really well in your area, but I'm sure you do. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what you can put up there.
Funnily enough, there's an oversized cherry tree already in the garden.
Oh, wow. You're so lucky. That's amazing. Yeah, what a blessing. Like to move into a place with a cherry tree already. I think it's one of the most amazing blooms that you'll get to. If anybody that's listening isn't familiar with the cherry tree bloom, it's one of the most beautiful trees you'll ever come across. And interestingly enough, like with the cherry trees, you've got to have a certain amount of frost hours over a year for a cherry tree to really produce a lot of cherries. Like over here locally, we don't have any luck in really growing them because the climate's not really right. And even if you do refrigerate your seeds and you put them in a cold session before planting them to mimic that same as spring, you're just not going to get the same kind of yield unless it's a place where they really come from. So yeah, I'm really, really happy that you found somewhere that's got a cherry tree already that you can really start get a good, basically hit the ground running.
Yeah, definitely.
Guardian, I wonder how familiar you are with ethnobotanical medicine.
Interestingly enough, for myself as well, I don't only have my like a food forest, but also like a herbal garden. What I implement isn't only, any food forest should fundamentally have a couple of herbaceous species in it as well. A couple of medicinal species that a person can use, can be really better. Like it's absolutely fantastic. And then not only that, but you're familiarizing yourself with a lot of the things that grow locally really well. And trial and error when it comes to gardening is absolutely like paramount to what you're doing. If you don't implement some of the species and understand how they work, what grows together, what grows well in shading or in light, like that's what I've really found within my own like food forest that I've been growing for like the last year or two. I have done a food forest before where I was able to build a pretty well-established one too, but this is the first time that I've done it on such a compact kind of area with so much abundance in like a 70 plus species. My point that I'm making is understand exactly what's in your region, what can help you, what's good for your body, and just add in like those to your diet as well. I spoke the last time that I was on panel about being able to get your body digestive system used to certain types of foods that you'd have to eat in an SHTF. And the amount of functionality that can come from the plant kingdom, it's amazing. Like I'm a huge advocate for it.
Yeah, Guardian, I can mention ethnobotanical medicine is basically medicinal plants that you can use and you can use for your livestock. That is explained on a simple way. So it goes both ways. So it's good for you and good for your animals.
You can look at things like comfrey. Comfrey is quite a popular plant for that specifically, where people have like a lot of the poultry and side of things. I don't know if Howie has an opportunity to join us on this, because I know that Howie
No,
from
not today.
Forest. Not today. No problem.
Pete says, evening all, scouting hedgerows and having some little knowledge will find loads of edibles. Yeah, it is.
Blackberries are an abundance, like in the UK. Like blackberry bushes are all over the place. Used to go blackberry picking when I was younger. Do they have any medicinal properties? Do we know?
I can check. I can
You're going
check
to find
that.
a large amount of within the berry family overall. You're going to find an enormous amount of antioxidants, so that's a really big plus for them. And not only that, but because they're a shade crop, you can plant them and they'll grow as like a shrubbery layer. So it's fantastic for that, because they also act as almost a ground cover while simultaneously giving like a good amount of an abundance of fruit. So yeah, they're interesting. And obviously what you want with any sort of berries for the most part is an acidic soil. So, I mean, if you are foraging out there, you're not really going to have the option to choose which soil that you're running, but you want to try and acidify your soil to some degree. And there's some good ways to do that in a very holistic way too.
Let's see here. This is for blackberry uses and herbal medicine. Introduction, I think we can description. I think we go down here. Stem. Canes arched or trailing up to 7-meter long, green, purplish or red, smooth or moderately hairy, round or angled, with numerous curved or straight prickles of different sizes. Leaves compound with 3 or 5 oval leaflets. Leaflets are usually dark green above them, lighter green beneath, with small teeth around the edges. Flowers, white or pink, 2 to 3 centimeter in diameter, formed in clusters at the ends of short branches, petals 5. Fruit, a berry changing color from green to red to black as it ripens, 1 to 3 centimeter in diameter, consisting of an aggregate of fleshy segments or droplets, each containing 1 seed. There was Chef Tech again.
Hey, Chef Tech.
Trying to get out of a parking lot here. AGP.
Having a good weekend?
I'm getting there.
That's good to hear. Nice.
Seed, light to dark brown, somewhat triangular, 2 to 3 millimeter long, deeply and irregularly pitted. Root, most roots occur in the top of 20 centimeter of soil, but few are up to 1 meter deep. There is a well-defined crown at ground level. Bigger. Let's see. Now we are into the figure, chemicals, medical uses. Blackberries are known for their anti-cancer properties. As they contain antioxidants, they are known to destroy the free radicals that harm cells and can lead to cancer. They also help protect and strengthen the immunity, which lowers the risk of cancer. They are especially helpful when it comes to reducing the risk of esophageal, cervical, and breast cancer. Blackberry leaves have been traditionally used in herbal medicine as an antimicrobial agent and for their healthful antioxidant properties. A laboratory study was published in the International Journal of Antimicrobial Agents in July 2009. Young blackberry leaves have high levels of antioxidants or oxygen radical absorbance capacity. According to study conducted by the U.S. Department of Agricultural Research Service and published in the Journal of Agricultural Food Chemistry in February 2000. Our fructicosis has been used in Europe to treat diabetes, and extract of the leaves showed up hypoglycemic effect on diabetic rats. Blackberry leaves and roots are a long-standing home remedy for anemia, regulates menses, diarrhea, and dysentery. The fruit and juice are taken for anemia, a standard infusion made which can also be applied externally as a lotion, reported to cure psoriasis and scaly conditions of the skin. Blackberries are also used to make wine, brandy, and flavored liquors and cordials. They are used to treat sore throats, mouth ulcers, and gum inflammations. A decoction of the leaves is useful as gargling, treating thrush, and also makes good general mouthwash. Uh, what do you guys say about that one?
That's huge. That's obviously really important for people that are looking for anything regarding, in the modern world, like through a lot of the products that we consume. Unfortunately, and I don't want to speak about the disease, the thing too much, but cancers are
Welcome,
prevalent
Pippi.
throughout society.
Yeah.
So if we can counter cancers throughout society as well by including things like, blackberries and large amounts of the berry groups, it also is, it makes it easy to diversify your diet. And if you have the capability to do that, you definitely gain like the health benefits from it. So I think something like that, when it comes to how to use it in a medicinal way and as a mouthwash, that's a very commonly used way as well that a lot of people don't realize the benefits from that. So it's something where you start using them in practice, and the more that you use something for its functionality when it comes to like any sort of shrub layers or anything like that, you become a lot more aware on what it does, and it just becomes second nature to turn to nature itself. What's up, by the way, KP? Good to see you.
Hey, KP, then good to see you. And what do you say, Mike?
Yeah, I've added it to the list for the upcoming garden.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan to me.
Yeah, I'm trying to. It's difficult because you can buy every fruit tree and bush going in the UK. That's not a problem, but it's about what will thrive naturally rather than in like a polytunnel or a greenhouse or something like that. I'm looking for stuff that will just be outside.
Yeah, and I think if you have it in your garden, I think it would work just fine there. You have to probably experiment and see if it will like to be in that soil.
Find out if goji berry grows well in your garden as well. If you're able to get almost like different selections as well, find out if so goji, I think it's GOJR. I don't want to be wrong. I think it's goji like that. Goji berry is one of the most absolutely. I know I can say nutrition 100 times when you're talking about plants because there's so many plants that give such high nutritional value, right? But when it comes to like this one specifically, there's a reason why they're doing so well out there right now. Goji berry, just check out if it grows in your area. You won't go wrong by growing like a good amount.
Yeah, goji berries. I have tried those, and they are really delicious, actually. And they are highly nutrient too.
Yeah,
so
it's a superfood. It's like the superfood of berries. It's incredible.
The goji berry is ideal for growing in large patio pots in beds or borders. It will happily grow in full sunlight to partial shade in well-draining, not too rich soil conditions. During the winter, young plants need to be overwintered in a cold greenhouse or a light, airy windowsill.
If you can
coping with a climate from minus 15 degrees C to 40 degrees C. So they're a hardy plant. So that sounds like a really good one.
So
what do they taste like? I've never had them.
They are
So,
really delicious.
yeah, a lot of people swear by them. There's a lot of recipes that you can use using them. So maybe like, yeah, you could definitely experiment with that over time. I think the big bonus and plus to it is if you look up the health benefits of goji berry, do that quickly as well, Mark. Check out the health benefits of goji berry, and you'll be astounded as to like how good of a like addition that it'll be to any diet. Chef Tech, look at how beautiful Chef Tech's screen is there as well, just like on the side. That's absolutely
Yeah.
stunning. I love
Hey,
it.
I pulled it back up because you were on. I'm like, oh, he loves to see where I'm driving.
I really do, brother. Like, I look at that. Like, I've always been a sucker for scenery, right? And like, specifically when it's beautiful scenery where there's a lot of like natural environment, and there's so much like beauty out there. I love it.
Yeah, I'm in southern central Pennsylvania right now. Going back to my cabin, one of my cameras died and it filled up with water, so I had to go buy new batteries and heading back. But I'm going to walk down into my field and check out my my radishes and turnips and peas that I threw probably 10,000 of each seed out in a bunch of lines. They look like they're growing when I went by them on the way out, but I wasn't going to stop then. I'll stop now on the way back in. And I'll bring you along for the viewing because it's food.
Goji berries, antioxidant powerhouse. It's rich in antioxidants, immune support, eye health, because they contain carotenoids, blood sugar regulation, digestion health, skin health, heart health, and potential cancer prevention as well.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest ones. A lot of the people that a lot of my people that are specifically like, you know, very well advanced gardeners that have been gardening for the majority of their lives. The people who I seek counsel with when it comes to any sort of gardening techniques. Because look, the internet is fantastic and there's all this amount of information that's at our fingertips, and it's wonderful as well. But like speaking to other people, what we're doing here, conversing between each other and like sharing knowledge and sharing ideas, that's one of the best ways, because it sticks in a different way when you have a conversation about it, you know. Like it's one thing to like kind of like research and stuff as well, but when we can share these ideas between each other and like go through some of the topics and like discuss them and like hear them firsthand from other people that have got experience with them, it definitely just gives us like a lot more of an understanding with it. So yeah, I love it. I think that goji berry is a big one. Also,
Welcome, Serena.
Hey, welcome into the channel. It's good to have you. So I think that it's also really good for one more thing that I'll give you, and you probably know about this plant already. So if you're going to go goji berries, there's only one more other strong suggestion is Moringa oleifera, and I've spoken about it before. You might need to bring a Moringa tree inside when it gets too cold. But for the most part, it'll grow pretty well too. So what you can do is grow it in a really large pot. And it's also known as the tree of life. It is the tree of life. Moringa oleifera is one of the most incredible trees when it comes to the nutritional value. You will not go wrong at including it in your diet. I eat it on burgers all the time. Whenever I have the capability to do so, like, or you put it on a side of fish. It's one of the best things for your whole like system. You won't go wrong. I will swear and die on this hill when it comes to the power of Moringa oleifera and goji berries, and you'll be a superhero. I promise you. You'll notice the difference if you eat those and consume those in moderate amounts. Like over 3 or 4 months, you will feel like an entirely different person. Goji berries and Moringa oleifera. Include them in your diets.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've tried moringa. I bought moringa powder and I used that, and I like it. Moringa has a special, distinct, characteristic taste. Some people like it and some people don't. So, but I tried it and it works marvelous, especially if you have high blood pressure. It takes that blood pressure down.
When I'm doing searches, I keep finding moringa bonsai trees.
Okay.
Yeah, they're beautiful. They're one of the most beautiful bonsais that you get. moringa. It's beautiful. And then the reason why people bonsai it specifically with some of them is just like it's the variety that people have when it comes to certain ones. If you ever like look up cherry bonsai trees, have you seen them? We were speaking about cherries earlier. Look at a cherry bonsai tree if you've got a chance.
Mm. Oh wow, yeah. Wild black cherry bonsai.
Yeah, there's bonsai expos as well. The bonsai expo for 2025. I know we don't need to speak about bonsai too much, but seeming that we speak about plants and mentioning that with the moringa bonsai, there's some of the bonsais that are out there, specifically with the like World Bonsai event. I can share a video on the back panel here for that event specifically. And yeah, it's really beautiful. The amount of patience and time and the art, like just the culture behind bonsai and living a peaceful life, living a life there where you realize that not everything needs to be immediate and instant gratification, but that certain things do take time, and to actually relish in that. The culture behind it as well is so beautiful. It allows you to acknowledge planting in a different way. I know some people aren't big fans of it because they see it as almost as tree torture. I get that. Some people aren't the biggest fans, but it's a beautiful art form.
I had a Chinese elm, which I did a lot when I worked in an office, and I worked there all week. I had a bonsai tree that I took care of there, but when I left that office, it got taken with the office supplies, unfortunately. But it's a lot of patience, but I did enjoy it.
Yeah, I've had to learn my lessons. I think that we've got a couple of core lessons that a person goes through in life, and we learn them in different ways. And I really believe that my lesson has been to be a lot more concise in how I talk, and be a little bit more reserved in certain ways, because it's very easy for me to just go on a tangent and ramble and be loose tongue for the most part. It's very easy for me to chat to people and that, but the fundamental, the more important thing is learning to just have fewer words but more meaning to them. Try and find ways to do that in conversation as well. And with the bonsai, that whole discipline behind it as well is very feng shui, and it's kind of leans itself towards just that discipline of not being too rambly.
Yeah, you got a lot of patience, because it was the wrapping the wires around it to manipulate which way it's going to grow. That's it's definitely a patient hobby.
It's that and the base of it as well. Root care thing. You've got to really make sure that you maintain the root systems. You've got to make sure that the roots are healthy. It's definitely something that, specifically with certain bonsais when they're younger, they just require a lot more care, really.
Just back on that moringa tree, then I'm looking at. Yeah, it seems it's going to be something I'd have to get seeds rather than getting an actual tree over here for some reason. But is it the leaves that is processed down then?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yes.
It's processed down.
You can eat the moringa leaves fresh as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you
but
can.
it doesn't flower or anything. It's just the leaf, is it?
Yes, the leaf itself is where the powerhouse belongs, where you get really just the most nutrition from it.
Right.
Serena says, why doesn't Guardian Prepping have his camera on? I have no clue what he's saying or talking about.
Don't worry, sometimes I don't know what I'm saying or talking about either. It's fine.
Kelly says she's got a cherry blossom bonsai. Also planted potatoes this year for the first time. My cherry blossom bonsai I leave outside all year. There you go.
Yeah, it's beautiful. But it's just one of those things as well that really changes the whole dynamic of a room. You can have a pretty much minimalist room where you have, you know, a lot of guest houses, if you go and visit like different areas and stuff as well, maybe business trips and that, and you go stay in a guest house, one of the most appealing factors to that is that you'll find that a guest house is really minimalist for the most part, just the basic things in a room, but it looks so nice and welcoming in a way. And if you include 1 or 2 bonsais into that, it can look incredible. Like just the power of having like.
See, I could live like that, but the missus likes ornaments, knickknacks, pictures, so it just doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. When she met me, like, I had a chair in my front room, like, and she's like, "Why have you only got?" Well, it's just me. I only need a chair. It's fine. I'm very minimalist, but yeah, it's definitely not the case anymore.
We talked about clover with Bob a couple of minutes ago, well, a while ago, earlier in the stream. Red clover benefits, uses, and side effects. Some people use red clover as traditional remedy for menopause, arthritis, and other health conditions. However, it may interact negatively with some medications, including blood thinners. Yeah. So talk to your doc before you even think about to eat clover. Okay. Red clover, Trifolium pratense, is a wild flowering plant belonging to the same family as peas and beans. It's widely used in traditional medicine as a remedy for menopause symptoms, asthma, whooping cough, arthritis, and even cancer. However, health experts are very wary of its purported benefits due to a lack of scientific evidence. This article reviews red clover, its potential benefits, downsides, and uses. What is red clover? Red clover is a dark pink herbaceous plant originating from Europe, Asia, and North Africa. Plus, it's now popular throughout South America as a fodder crop to improve soil quality. The flowering portion of red clover is used decoratively as an edible garnish or extract, and it can be extracted into essential oils. Finally, it's widely used as a traditional medicine to treat osteoporosis, heart disease, arthritis, skin disorders, cancer, respiratory problems like asthma, and women's health issues such as menstrual and menopausal symptoms. However, little research supports these uses. So basically, it's need more research. Potential benefits. Despite limited scientific evidence, red clover is used to treat a variety of conditions. Bone health. Osteoporosis is a condition in which your bones exhibit low bone mineral density and have become weak. As a woman reaches menopause, a decline in reproductive hormones, namely estrogen, can lead to increased bone turnover and decrease in BMD. Red clover contains isoflavones, which are a type of phytoestrogen, a plant compound that can weakly mimic estrogen in the body. Some research has shown a connection between isoflavone intake and a decrease in osteoporosis risk. A 2015 study in 60 premenopausal women found that taking 5 ounces, 150 milliliter of red clover extract containing 37 milligram of isoflavones daily for 12 weeks led to less BMD loss in the lumbar, spine, and neck compared with a placebo group. Older studies have also shown improvements in BMD after taking red clover extract. However, A 2015 study in the 147 postmenopausal women found that taking 50 milligrams of red clover daily for 1 year resulted in no improvements in BMD compared with a placebo group. Likewise, other studies have failed to find that red clover can help treat BMD. Due to the large number of conflicting studies, more research is needed. Menopausal symptoms. Red clover's high isoflavone content is believed to help lower menopause symptoms such as hot flashes and night sweats. Two review studies found that 40 to 80 milligrams of red clover Promensil per day may help alleviate hot flashes in women with severe symptoms. 5 or more per day by 30 to 50%. Still, many studies were funded by supplement companies, which may lead to a bias. Another study observed a 73% decrease in hot flashes within 3 months after taking a supplement containing numerous herbs, including red clover. Yet, due to the large number of ingredients, it's unknown whether red clover played a role in these improvements. Red clover has also shown mild improvements in other menopausal symptoms such as anxiety, depression, and vaginal dryness. Yet numerous studies have shown no improvements in menopausal symptoms after taking a red clover compared with a placebo. Currently, there are no clear evidence that supplementing with red clover will improve menopause symptoms. Higher quality third-party research is needed. Skin and hair health. Red clover extract has been used in traditional medicine to promote skin and hair health. In a randomized study in 109 postmenopausal women, participants reported significant improvements in hair, skin texture, appearance, and overall quality after taking 80 milligrams of red clover extract for 90 days. Another study in 30 men showed that a 13% increase in the hair growth cycle anagen and a 29% decrease in the hair loss cycle telogen when a 5% red clover extract was applied to the scalp for 4 months compared with a placebo group. Though promising more research is needed. Heart health.
We've got Chef Tech in the wilderness, by the way. I don't know if you saw.
Yeah, I have to back up to my cabin because it's easier to back into it than it is to back out of it. So I'll let GP see what's going on now. If I get this camera undone, there we go.
Hey, Mother Earth Garden Club, good to see you.
Well, get my battery. So there's my
Yeah.
There's my little cabin, and I gotta put my trail cam back up. Stream's down over there somewhere. Fire pit's right over there. Let me grab my batteries here.
Chef Jack, that is beautiful, man. Like, that is so incredible. I can't tell you how that is the life that human beings are meant to live. When like nature is completely abundant around us like that. You know how good it is for your just overall health? How like incredible that is when it comes to so many plants being around you consistently and us like a person living right, like smack bang in the center of all of that. The amount of like plants that are providing the most beautiful oxygen you can imagine. Like,
I love it out here. I mean, I come out here and I'm just like, this is my wife goes to the beach. I come out here for a few days. So there's some of my tractor implements hiding behind my shed because not enough room in a 20-foot container for a brush hog and a wood chipper and the bucket and a post hole digger, which is buried in the weeds there. But that stuff will last forever. Got my firewood set up here. I'll bring you inside, and it's a little dark in there because I don't have any of the power hooked up.
Hey, Lucy Dartmoor Survival, good to see you.
Where are my keys?
Chef Jack, if
I
you
have
ever
to
need
get supper and my phone is at 5%. Great chat. See you later. Thank you for stopping by, Wanda. I appreciate it. And get
Chef,
something to eat and recharge your phone, okay?
I don't know how bright it is on camera. Oh, it's not too bad. There's my wood stove. I put it up on a 2-foot, 4x4-foot pedestal. I even put granite down. So I got granite on top of it for the heat. I still got to do the back wall, but this thing will cook this cabin up to 120 degrees in like 2 hours. It's scary, but I cover my windows when I'm not here. But here's one of my view and my 55-gallon drum full of freeze-dried food and my little kitchen setup, so to speak, refrigerator, cabinets and stuff. And there's a sign that my dad got way back when. But I love it out here. I mean, I built this whole thing by hand with a friend of mine, and it is just, this is where we go. It's like we're going to the cabin. My wife's like, see ya. She doesn't care. She knows what I'm doing. I'm doing nothing.
I want everybody to notice as well, like how well organized everything was there for a specific purpose. Like for the most part, where you look at like where you have everything, the organizational skills that you've got, like just making sure that you have the purposeful and like things are there for a reason for the most part as well. And it's something where, yeah. No, it's exactly that, brother. Like it's about like making sure that you can have ease of access to everything, that it's like that the things are in supply where you need them. You pretty much have like a good understanding of like where you need something in a rush and in a hurry, and that's kind of like one of the biggest important things. I was speaking about minimalism earlier, and minimalism is fantastic when you've got a society that you can use as a crutch. But like it doesn't always apply if you've got a whole bunch of requirements and things that you're going to need to like survive around the cabin. You know, you're going to need certain things to like be stacked up and stuff as well, and you're going to need to make sure that you're making the most of a good amount of space. So you do want to like stack things up, you know, for functionality really. But yeah, I love that place, and the fact that the woods are around there where you are.
Oh yeah, I put a
Beautiful.
You talk about, I mean, this, okay, so I don't know what the metric equivalent is, but so the building itself is 12 foot front to back, 16 foot left to right. I did it as modular as I could for the plywood, and the 2x4 was already at that size. So I didn't have to do a whole heck of a lot of cutting except for the inside for the wood I picked up during 2021. Kind of difficult to get stuff, but I mean, I got a shelf up top. I keep all my stuff, you know, no trespassing. And I got a hand pump well in the box there. That's ready to go in, hopefully in about a month or so when I'm done with going to Ohio. But another little shelf up there, I keep stuff. I mean, I built this thing. It takes me, when I show up, 20 minutes. I got my toilet out here. I got the little table here flipped up. I got my solar power supply plugged in, so I got a light. I even have a ceiling fan up there. And I got a light switch for it.
Welcome, Susan. Good to see you.
I got outlets. I electrified everything, but I'm not hooked to the grid. I just plug into my power supply, generator, whatever I got going. And I got lights and fan and a little refrigerator. And I showed all this earlier, but it was my solar panels. So I got 4 more to stick somewhere, probably up higher on the other side of the building over there. Just harder to clean. So I'm going to put my batteries in my trail cam here and see if it fires up.
I could see myself and my little family living out there, like as well, like in a place like that for a long time, brother. Like I really just think that it's great for people to live close to nature. I think it's one of the best things that a person can do. And obviously, like I've spent for the most part my life within the Scouts as well. So within the Scouting organization, you know, and it's something where, like, it's just if you know what you're doing out there and you can look after yourself as well, there's just so much greater of an experience of life. It stops rolling. It feels like, with all the technology around us, every day kind of rolls into each other. And it feels like when you don't take a step away from that every now and again, you just kind of get overcrowded with like all of the different people. And I don't need to go through the Dunbar's number and explain how we're not supposed to even really know more than 140 people at all. But we do. And that all the voices and all the opinions consistently can get kind of cloudy. And when you're out there in the wilderness like that, and when we're looking at like ways, and if you want to speak about foraging and medicine and what the kind of chat of what the focus stream of this, what the purpose of the stream is, ideally, like you want to start also looking at like, places like that. So thanks for sharing that, Chef Tech. It's really beautiful out there. And I just want you to know that they're in spirit. So, yeah.
I'll take you up. I'll take you guys up here to the field. I mean, I gotta put some bug spray on because just coming here walking out to my truck, getting in the truck and driving to the store to get batteries. There was a tick walking up my pants leg. I'm like, are you kidding me? I didn't even go in the tall brush. It was just in the grass. So,
Round disease. I know. Yeah,
oh
you got to be
yeah,
careful.
no. I've had my share of ticks on me, and my wife does a tick check on me every time I go home. Just spray chemicals on myself. I hate it, but well, not on me, but on the my pants and my boots and stuff, just so they don't climb up. You can hear that going.
So, clover, red clover, heart health. Some preliminary research has shown red clover may improve heart health in postmenopausal women. One 2015 study in 147 postmenopausal women indicated a 12% decrease in LDL, bad cholesterol, after taking 50 milligrams of red clover Rimustil daily for 1 year. One review of studies in postmenopausal women taking red clover for 4 to 12 months showed a significant increase in HDL, good cholesterol, and a decrease in a total and LDL, bad cholesterol. However, a 2020 review found red clover did not reduce LDL, bad cholesterol, or increase HDL, good cholesterol. Despite some promising results, the authors argued that many studies were small in sample size and lacked proper blinding. Therefore, higher quality research is needed. Moreover, these studies were performed in older menopausal women. Thus, it's unknown whether these effects apply to the general population. Other claims. Many proponents of red clover claim it can help with weight loss, cancer, asthma, whooping cough, arthritis, and other conditions. However, limited evidence shows that red clover helps with any of these illnesses. Then we have the downsides and the side effects. Red clover is generally recognized as safe by the Food and Drug Administration, and most of studies have found it to be well tolerated. Nevertheless, you should be aware of its side effects, drug interactions, and risks for certain populations. Side effects. Though rare potential side effects include vaginal spotting, prolonged menstruation, skin irritation, nausea, and headache. Additionally, there have been a few case reports of rare but dangerous side effects of red clover. A 2007 report noted a 53-year-old woman had a subarachnoid hemorrhage, a type of a stroke, after taking a supplement containing 250 milligrams of red clover, as well as 8 other herbs to treat hot flashes. That said, the hemorrhage could not be directly linked to the red clover. A 52-year-old woman reported severe stomach pain and vomiting after taking 430 milligrams of red clover for 3 days. The doctors believed red clover interfered with a psoriasis medication known as methotrexate. After stopping the red clover, she made a full recovery. At risk populations, those with hormone-sensitive conditions such as breast cancer, ovarian cancer, or endometriosis should speak to their healthcare provider before taking red clover due to its estrogenic activity. Still, a 3-year double-blind study found taking 40 milligrams of red clover daily to be safe for women with family history of breast cancer compared with the placebo group. There was not an increased risk of breast cancer, endometrial thickness, or hormonal changes. Despite this study, it's important to speak with your healthcare provider before taking red clover to ensure that it's safe and right for you. Additionally, no safety data on red clover among children or women who are pregnant or breastfeeding is available. Therefore, it should be avoided. Finally, red clover may slow blood clotting and should be avoided by those with bleeding disorders. Further, always be sure to tell your healthcare provider about any medications or herbal remedies you're taking if you're going to have a surgery. Drug interactions. Many natural herbs can interfere with the effectiveness of medications. In particular, red clover may interact with oral contraceptives, methotrexate, hormone replacement therapy, medications, tamoxifen, blood thinners like aspirin or Plavix, among others. A recent study in 88 women taking the breast cancer medication tamoxifen found red clover did not result in any drug interactions or serious side effects, suggesting it does not interfere with anti-estrogen medications. Despite this, great caution should be used when taking red clover and tamoxifen until there's more clinical safety data available. Due to the wide range of potential drug interactions with red clover and limited data on the subject, always speak with a healthcare professional before starting any new supplements. So, usage and dosage. Red clover is usually found as a supplement or tea using dried flower tops. They are also available in tinctures and extracts. You can buy them in most health food stores or online. Most red clover supplements are found in 40 to 80 milligram doses based on clinical research and safety data. Therefore, be sure to follow the recommended dose on the package. To make red clover tea, add 4 grams of dried flower tops or red clover tea bags to 1 cup to 150 milliliter of boiling water and steep for 5 to 10 minutes. Due to reports of side effects with 5 cups, 1.2 liters per day, it's best to limit your daily intake to 1 to 3 cups, 240 to 720 milliliters. Though many people enjoy red clover tea, no data shows it has the same potential health effects as concentrated forms of red clover, such as supplements and extracts. We have a bottom line on this too. The red clover is an herb used in traditional medicine to treat a wide range of health issues, such as hot flashes, osteoporosis, arthritis, and skin and hair disorders. Some research has found taking 40 to 80 milligrams of red clover daily may help reduce severe menopausal hot flashes. However, beyond this, little evidence supports using red clover to treat other health conditions. Though it has a good safety profile, some side effects include nausea, vomiting, headache, and vaginal spotting. Furthermore, due to its minor estrogenic properties, those who are pregnant or breastfeeding, as well as people with hormone sensitive conditions or bleeding disorders, should avoid its use. To protect your health, always speak to your healthcare provider before taking red clover. So,
It's a lot of information to process.
yeah, it is. It's a lot of information to process. And it's different for different berries.
Yeah, NUFC Nelly says, as I said earlier, I've got the Grow Your Own Drugs book from Dr. James Wong, and there was a TV show that went along with it, which I think is like all herbal remedies and stuff like that. So that might be a book to look out for potentially. John C said, "Can you repeat that?" He's trying to get you to read the whole red clover thing again.
That's great, John.
Kelly says red clover is awesome when using tea. Okay.
I'd be neglectful to not mention, if we've not already done so, because I was an hour late, mention garlic.
Yeah, garlic.
Have we mentioned garlic? Because,
nope,
I mean,
we don't.
garlic is a
Mhm.
superb for your immune system and stuff like that. And with alopecia, which is what I've got, I've got alopecia barbea, which is the patches you see here. I also
Yeah.
have patches in the back of my head where the alopecia areata is coming back. Garlic on, even breaking a clove and rubbing garlic on them patches can help more than any medication, steroid injection, or anything they've offered in the past. So it's got the medicinal properties, I think, of garlic, and having garlic in all your food. Although it's not great for your breath if you're trying to go out and impress the ladies, it is great for your health.
I think I wonder if wild garlic has the similar effect. If you're familiar with wild garlic, because wild garlic, I've got quite a bit of it growing in the food forest as well over here, primarily just for the fact that it deters a lot of your pests, really. So it's really good for that reason. And then obviously, I just love garlic in general. It tastes so good with everything. I'll like put tons of garlic in anything I'm cooking. I really just enjoy it. And then obviously, with a chat like this, a person can't not speak about like the importance of garlic and what it really means for the human system as well, just for your body. Like, just there's so many benefits to it. The list of garlic health benefits, I think it's like 20 like prominent major health benefits just to garlic specifically. So I think it's one of those ones that's really good. And then obviously wild garlic itself is also really nice for the aesthetic purpose of the food forest. Really quite a beautiful flower that it grows as well.
Hey, I'm gonna hop back off for a minute. I got to get my cell cam hooked up. I can't do it while I'm online. I only brought one device with me, but I'll come back on when I head
no
out
problem.
of here, and I'll walk into the field and show you all the stuff that I got growing.
I look forward to that, Chef Tech. I really do.
Give me about 20 minutes. I'll be back on.
All right.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I like garlic and eat it a lot regular anyway. But it was part of when my alopecia was full force. There's like pictures on my old social media. It was my whole head, so I was completely without hair and patching everywhere. And it was only through a forum, an alopecia forum, that somebody said, just literally on a night, your missus will hate you, but rub the juice from garlic on the patches, and it really did work. And it worked better than anything they recommended through the doctor and stuff like that. The only treatment through the doctor is he wanted to put a steroid injection into each patch. And when there was about 30 of them, I didn't fancy that.
Yeah,
I love garlic myself. I can eat a lot of garlic. When I cook, I can use at least, it's not 2 or 3 or 4. I can use at least 10 cloves of garlic in my food because it's so good. And I can eat it raw too.
Is Guardian, is the wild garlic edible then? Is it the same? Is that just the plants on top that flower? It's the same as the bulb?
Yeah, I believe so. I know that as an edible plant as well, wild garlic is so good. If you're try to set up a bit of a garden there as well with a couple of good beneficial species that are edible, wild garlic can be like so good. Another one that might be able to do really well, and it's not just for us speaking, but also for like just the sake of having a kitchen garden to a degree as well. You can grow another plant that I'd absolutely recommend that you look into is columnar basil. So basil in general is really good, right? Basil is fantastic, but columnar basil grows as a perennial and it grows tall as like a mini bush tree. So basically it'll give you tons of basil in a much smaller place, the same amount of basil that you'd take like a good portion of land to basically like have that amount of basil growing. Columnar basil grows vertically. So you actually end up with a stronger basil taste than basil itself. And it's incredible for cooking. I'm always going out and picking like basil for the evening meal and that as well to like complement it. And my wife uses it for like a lot of her dishes that she prepares and makes. So columnar basil, you'll look it up there. Columnar basil's.
Oh wow, it's a really cheap plant to get and seed as well. It's a good,
Get some. I promise you won't go wrong with it. So it's really good.
This is making the list ever so long.
No, you've got to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
It's
Yeah.
good to do so.
The good thing with garlic is that it's antibacterial.
Yeah. This is the thing, because it's good for fungal infections and stuff like that. But what alopecia is autoimmune disease, which there's no technical cure for. It's just different varieties and stages of it. So it's good for your immune system as well.
An herbalist who is well trained in pharmaceutical medicine as well, including interactions with certain herbs, is the best person to consult. Good point, Serena. Sulforaphane, a powerful compound found in high concentrations in broccoli sprouts, offers a range of notable health benefits. It acts as a potent antioxidant and supports the body. Good to know. Thank you, Susan, for information. I appreciate it.
Well, so far in my garden basket, I have wild garlic, Column basil, moringa, blackberry bush, the goji berries, and an apple tree. And of course, I've already got my cherry tree, so it's not a bad start.
Your garden's starting to sound like mine. If you start working those in, you'll absolutely see the benefit of it. I promise you. The health benefits. I wish I could give you the actual feeling of what it's like, other than you experiencing it yourself. There's no way that I can give you the amount of benefits to your health and how you'll feel after 2 or 3 months of implementing moringa into your diet and goji berries. I can guarantee you that. Be careful with the amount of goji berries that you're consuming, because there is a thing as too much goji berries. Be careful of that. But okay. Just definitely start looking at that. You've already got some good ones in there. Something that there's a couple more, but I won't be mentioning them here. I've actually got a video that I'll share it with you sometime. I'll share it in the side chat here, the direct link for that, because I don't want to share my content on Shadow's channel. I've done it in the past. Shame.
Yeah, that'll be great. Goji won't produce, says John C. Why is that? Is that environment? What I'm reading, it should do.
Having strawberries are great as well, and you get new plants every year. Plus, you can grow them in anything. Yeah, evil girl. Strawberries are awesome.
I don't like them.
Just don't like the flavor. Yeah, you either do or you don't, but you could use them in a couple of nice recipes. I'm sure that if you don't like them as is, you could probably implement some.
I think it's a texture thing, because it's like when people are eating them raw, that's what I don't like. But if it's reduced down into something, or if it's in strawberries an ingredient in something, it doesn't bother me that way.
You should make it into a syrup. You make it into a syrup, and then you mix it in with ice cream. Then we're talking. Speaking about all these health benefits and medicinal plants, and then drop ice cream in there.
Funnily enough, I saw a recipe where cottage cheese could be made into a form of protein ice cream, so I need flavouring for that, so it might be worth a try.
Yes, Susan, I know you can use the leaves of strawberries as tea. Yes.
I actually didn't know that. I should know that. I've been working with strawberries for such a long time, and we haven't ever used them as tea. I use a lot of other things as tea, like lemon verbena. Lemon verbena is an amazing tea. I love that. Also, Mark, I don't know how well lavender and rosemary grow where you are there. How well does rosemary grow?
I mean, in a window box or out wild, I'm not sure.
Definitely test it out. Rosemary can be incredible for memory retention. So the capability to have the cognizant ability to just cover everything that you need to as we age. I think it's something that, you know, I'm going to hit 40 at the end of this year. And it's something where implementing rosemary when we do chicken dishes or something like that, just the smell of rosemary itself can actually increase a person's memory capability. So like, I just love that. I love the fact that there's herbs and plants that can help us with that too.
I do use, I do buy, you know, like not just dry herbs, but the rosemary leaves from the supermarkets when I'm making steak or anything like that, and I do use it quite a lot, to be fair.
Yeah,
but I've never actually grown it. It's probably something I could grow quite easily.
Yeah, definitely look into growing it. There's different types of rosemary. There's two ways that rosemary will grow. The one is the sprawling rosemary that grows almost like a ground creeper that stays lower to the ground. And that actually starts to grow like roots where it hits the ground too. So it can be almost like a ground cover, but it's not thick enough to provide proper soil coverage for your soil to get that proper amount of like protection from, you know, the elements as well, from wind, blowing nutrients away. And so it doesn't work too well as a ground cover, but for where you have a herb patch, the sprawling rosemary can be really good. And then you can also get like what they call is the architectural rosemary, which is a rosemary that grows up taller. And then it's also like a rosemary that grows so when you are going to look at like which rosemary you're getting, try and get the rosemaries that grow up vertically, because then as similar as the columnar basil, you've got another plant that's aiding in growing up tall. The thing is that like what you're doing within permaculture and with the food forest, building it up, is basically just implementing a lot of those types of plants that'll give you a large amount of value in a small amount of area that look after themselves as well, and you're good to go.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just looking, there's a few different ones here. That's great. John C said in the chat that he's had a goji berry for 12 years old, and it doesn't have the climate conditions on the Pennines, which is more or less where I am. He said he's never had one berry off it. So it might not grow too well here. Maybe it's something I've got to have a look into. Because I'm going to do a little greenhouse as well, so it might be something that needs to be nurtured a bit more.
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
I think that it's always wise to look at other people and their success with plants. It's good that you got a friend that's, you know, that's close enough that can actually give you a bit of advice on the local region. So yeah, with what you're saying in a greenhouse, it might work a bit better. You also need to look at like what lighting you're giving the plant, and that type of thing too. It'll be interesting to find out. Definitely like have a bit of a chat with him and, you know, compare notes, because he's been growing goji berries in the area and trying to get some value from it, but it hasn't really been producing. How you can do it differently. Learn from each other's mistakes always, you know.
Well, he's got an allotment down the road from me, so he's due a visit at some point. So, John, I'm going to be coming picking your brain very soon.
No, that's good. It's so
guys,
good.
I need to take a bathroom break. Yeah, so
we'll keep it going. We'll keep it going. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Welcome to my show, not Shadow's. Quick, now you can share your content, Guardian. Quick.
yes, my links. Yeah.
Don't forget, you can buy this shirt on my merch store. No, I'm joking.
These days, yeah. I've actually, I've recently changed my channel, like my actual channel that I run, to just members only, just for like the next little while. I've basically blacked out my entire Guardian prepping channel just for now, in a way. Just because of everything that's happening at the moment and things being crazy. It's the first time that I've done it in like 6-7 years of me running my channel. And it's just something where...
What's the thought process behind doing that then?
So there's more and more across the world as well. In the UK, specifically, I've got a good close friend of mine that usually joins these panels that has actually also just like done so quite recently, where he's just kind of taken his channel down just for the time being. And because of even though I've never done anything political or I don't touch race, religion, or politics. Like growing up, my grandparents like always instilled that within me and said to me that, like, you know, if you ever want to learn from people, like learn from who they are, not like based on any race, religion, or political kind of bounds. You know, we all know this, and we don't always implement it, but we should always like take that into consideration, because there's incredible people that come from all sorts of walks of life, obviously, right? Yeah. But it's like, for myself, I need to focus and do what is the most important thing in my immediate life as well, which is family responsibility. Like it's something that's pretty huge. I've got 2 little ones already, 2 kids, and now, yeah, I just I've got some. Yeah, I don't want to talk on this too much because I almost said something that I'm not supposed to. So I'm just saying.
He's back. Quick, stop selling your merchandise. Quick, he's back. No.
Okay. Yeah. So for those,
Yeah,
so
man.
don't forget to head over to my channel. Thanks, guys. Oh, sorry. Hey, Shadow. Good to see you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good to see you too.
He's going to be thinking about that now, and when this is over, he's going to go back on the replay and see what we were speaking about, just in case.
Actually, I usually don't go back and replay my own live streams. I don't do that. I'll let them be.
I must be vain because I put mine on like the fireside. So we do the fireside on a Sunday night, and then when I drive to work on Tuesday, I play it just to see what stupid things I said.
I think that could help a person's capability to have introspection. I think that in the world that we live in at the moment, it's amazing if a person's able to actually listen to some of the things that they say in hindsight. And funnily enough, when I do go back on some of the live streams, because I've done some live streams with some of the huge preppers in the past as well. I've interviewed and had streams with people like City Prepping over on that side, like who's huge over there in the US. Bjorn over in Norway, like with a lot of like Bjorn. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he's an incredible guy as well. Like absolutely amazing person. Bjorn Andreas Bull Hansen. You can check him out as well if you're not too familiar with his channel. He's got great content too, and a spiritual leader for me in several ways, if you want to call it that. And then also, I've had great live streams in the past, but the point that I'm making with that is that it's like once you are able to kind of connect with other people and also just learn from people in all the corners of the world, I think that that's really where you gain that ability to just like be grateful for where you're at and kind of acknowledge where you are geographically. Like South Africa is, I can continue at every time that I join a panel, I could come here and I could tell you about all the problems and stuff like that and the negative stuff and whatever. But like I'm always trying to shine light on like how grateful I am to live here. Like it's such a beautiful place and like it has its issues and stuff, but like just to be mindful of where you are. And like I think that it's maybe getting middle age as well for me where you kind of just end up being happier, realizing that if you're going to be here, why not just make the most of it? It doesn't help to complain consistently with all the things that are happening in each of our local regions. Like we could all be here complaining. Over in like on your side of the world, Mark, absolutely. A Shadow Scouts of the world, Shadow side. However, Shadow's the most protected when it comes to like countries. Like you guys have some beautiful, like, yeah. You guys are doing well. Like Shadow Scouts, I just know that you guys. There's several ways that the world could learn from the way that your country's running things. I'm not saying it's perfect. There's no country that's perfect, obviously. I get that, but yeah, you guys are doing some amazing things.
Yeah, I think I reached that kind of same sort of.
Yes,
I'm 41 now. I was 41 the other day, and I've kind of got to that same sort of situation. I know I still want things and I want to go off grid and stuff like that, but I've just definitely mellowed out a lot more about it. You know, things don't bother me as much as they used to.
Yeah,
well, you are older and wiser, I guess.
Older, yes. Wiser, questionable.
Welcome on the Aquatic News Network. Good to see you.
Yes, we've just discussed moringa and the benefits of, and it's in the list. I'm going to need a bigger garden.
You can have grow moringa in pots, so that's...
Well, yeah, so I'm not... Obviously, I've got kids, young kids, so I need grass space for them to run around and be crazy like kids do. So, but I'm going to... Luckily, I did joinery as a trade when I was younger, so I'm going to build a 3-tier planter system and that's going to go on one side up by the shed where the sunlight gets the most sunlight as well. And then I'm going to have a miniature orchard of trees by that as well. So it's not going to be a huge area, but I'm going to really utilize every inch of that space.
Yeah,
The
that's
Aquatic News Network says he has a trick for you with growing moringa. Let's
that's
hear
awesome.
about it.
That's really cool.
Use vitamin C powder on the seed to germinate it. It works wonders. Okay. Never heard that one before.
Right. Okay.
Thanks for that tip.
This needs writing down.
Yeah, it needs to be written. Well, everyone, thunderstorm passed, so back to work. No rest for the wicked, as they say. Okay, Mother. Yes, Scouting. Take care, stay safe. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it.
Have a lovely weekend further, Mother Earth. And I love that name. Mother Earth is like, I don't know, I'm just like a big plant like addict. So I love, nature and gardening. And so Mother Earth's always something. In fact, our dog, our German Shepherd, is lovingly named Gaia after Mother Earth, the element and the spirit of the earth itself. And I think that I gain a lot of time when it comes to people's, and I'm not going to speak about spirituality here, because as I mentioned earlier, race, religion, and politics I don't talk about, but like just from a natural essence, because I'm just about to jump off as well. I've always found that if there was anywhere that I really found a large amount of faith and like any sort of thing, because I'm not very religious in terms of an actual, title, but I find a lot of like that there's a, whoever you want to title as the great spirit God who's out there, I find a lot of like spirituality for myself personally within the plant kingdom. And when I'm out there and spending time gardening, and when I'm out there, with nature itself, I definitely believe that there's something that's by design much greater than we could ever comprehend in a lot of ways. And I think that there's definitely something greater than us that's out there. It's very much logical to understand that there must be some sort of spirit of creation that's out there. So whoever it is that you do worship to as well, whoever it is that your life aligns with, just finding spirituality is an important thing, and just finding compassion to other human beings and to the plant kingdom throughout that. But love your neighbors, as they say, and try and be kind to the people that are around you. And it's always good to chat on these panels. Shadow, thank you for the chat, and I'll make sure that next time I can bring my I can be on panel more on the video. It's just that it's dark here, and I'm growing a moustache that I'm a bit embarrassed about. It's getting quite heavy. I grow a mean moustache, and it's kind of.
Come on, you can't be worse than this.
You won't believe how fast and how strongly my moustache grows. I've got a huge, a big moustache already, and it's just been like a week or two. I'm actually growing it out at the moment. It's a whole thing. But anyway,
that was the hardest hitting thing for me with the alopecia, because my hair, fine, it's patches, I can shave it all off, doesn't bother me. No hair, I've done it loads of times, doesn't bother me. But I used to have a very full beard, so yes. This is the most frustrating thing in the world.
No, it looks good. I wish I could get mine to look, like similar to yours, but mine grows in a much more of a wild way, if you want to call it that. So,
we look forward to the great reveal.
Yeah. No, I'm going to grow a full beard at some point. It's the first thing I think I've ever really done. I've never done it before, but it grows quickly. I've always just cut it back. But there's a lot of other things that are going on. I'm very happy, but in my day-to-day, I hope that you guys enjoy learning from each other, and I'll catch up with you soon. Bye for now, Mike. Bye, Shadow.
See you, Guardian. Thank you.
Take care, Guardian. Serena says, I drink a mix of hibiscus, comfrey, turmeric, and chocolate. Mint tea. I put a little of each in my reusable coffee filter and brew it and make a gallon of tea with it. Lasts one day.
Sounds interesting. It's one of those things that, like, I don't know if that would taste great or horrendous with the list of ingredients.
Yeah, I never tried that one, but well, if it's good for you, you have to accept the taste of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in our DNA to grow food.
100%. And I'm not like as spiritual as a lot of people, but I get what Guardian was saying because I'm much more at peace when I'm out in nature, if that's the same thing.
Yeah, I feel the same thing when I'm camping in the middle of nowhere.
Mm.
And when I'm not out camping, I miss it really
Yeah.
because it's so peaceful.
John C. said, I once hung Mars bars from a tree in the woods when I was camping with my nephew, and for years he was convinced it was a Mars bar tree. Oh, that's the candy tree.
Yeah.
Make sure as a man you look at the effects of mint on your body, says Nub's Revenge. You'll have to elaborate on that one. I only know the effects of mint sauce shower gel on a male body. It's not a good thing. But I'm not sure.
Aquatic News Network. I even offer my first fruit or give it back to the earth. Every harvest, I let the earth rest in stages to repair as well. Yeah, you can't grow the same thing year after year. You need to change what you grow, or otherwise you drain the soil on nutritions, and after a while the soil is useless. So you need to try to get new soil into it with nutrition. It's too much work. So change what you grow. If you grow potatoes, don't use it next year. Put something else in there instead.
Yeah, this is all the stuff I need to learn.
Yeah.
Plenty of books to go through.
Oh, yeah. And Serena has actually a point. Turmeric can act as a blood thinner, so don't use it with powder arco bark tea, which can also thin blood, or blood thinners.
Yeah, too much.
Good point.
Yeah, don't
That is
overdose
a
on your
good
blood thinners. Anything that affects your testosterone, where's that gone? Especially after 40 is definitely to be questioned in my opinion. Does mint affect testosterone? I didn't know this.
I can't say I have heard that before, so I'm not sure.
Some studies suggest that mint, particularly spearmint and peppermint, may reduce testosterone levels, especially in women and in animal models. However, more human studies are needed to confirm these findings and assess the long-term effects on both men and women.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah, it's winter in Australia, so they can't grow anything. Make sure as a man you look at the effects of mint on your body. Okay. That was that one.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm fall behind the chat.
I think they're all talking to each other, so.
Yeah. Add raw honey to your herbal teas to sweeten it. A good idea.
Sorry, Serena, I just quickly did a quick. That was literally just an AI overview result on Google. That's all I was reading out there.
Yeah. They call it for a rest for a reason. Yeah, they do. Crop rotation. Yeah, that's important. It should be taught in schools as well. Yeah, I agree with you about that, Susan. Covers during winter like clover, etc. Yeah. Anything that affects your testosterone, especially after 40, is definitely to be questioned, in my opinion.
I think he's
Yeah.
talking about the mint thing there, yeah.
Yeah. No, I can't say I have heard that name before. Who is he?
What's that? Joel Salatin.
Yeah.
No idea. Should we American
no
farmer and lecturer.
Okay. Hey, Mark. Good to see
Bam,
you.
back. Oh, GP left. Oh well. I try to get back quicker. I'm just walking down. So this is my the south end of my field. Goes from the road to the edge of my truck. We're gonna be building a house somewhere back behind the trees there, but it goes out that way about another, I don't know, half a mile. And all these pine trees, I probably ripped down thousands of these little pine trees that are everywhere and stacked them in the back. I don't know what you guys were talking about. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's all right. We were just sieving through the comments.
Yeah.
So there we go. So I
He's
think
the godfather of ethical homesteading and proper crop to livestock rotations. Okay, good to know.
Oh, you
I
can see
think
loads
these
sprouting
are
there, yeah.
I don't know if these are turnips. Oh, I got deer hoof prints right here. But I'll pull one of them, see what it is. Oh, yeah, these are turnips. Purple top turnip. Not much of it, so they'll get bigger. Not worried about it. But yeah, that's all this stuff. I just threw the seeds everywhere. And that's one plot. The other plot, I walk over it. I think the deer are eating it. These are all radishes. So everything here is all radishes. It stops abruptly there because I didn't have enough seed, but I got more at the house. So these aren't up to par yet, but they'll be there in a bit. And deer prints right to the middle of it. That's what I was expecting. And these are peas. Oh, they're looking good. I don't know if they call them cow peas, just peas, some kind of peas. But a whole lot of peas growing here. And this is all stuff I pick up at the farm store in bulk.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost me a ton of money. And I just throw them in.
Is it harvest by hand job? Is that the plan?
But this was the original plan was, let's throw something in the ground and see if it grows. And because they call this deer plot food. So whatever grows, the deer usually eat it. And back here, I threw in a ton of tomatoes, all my leftover seeds from last year. Oh, I'm getting hooked up in a branch there. Let me see if I got any tomato plants coming. That would be cool. I got something coming, but I don't know if they're tomatoes. And doesn't really look like I got any tomatoes. I froze the seeds, but they were in a freezer for way too long. Lots of deer prints going through here, though. Lots of them. So no, I don't see any. I don't see any tomato plants popping up. Lots of other stuff, but that's fine. I wasn't expecting it. If it did, great. If it didn't, whatever. But these are all the trees I've been piling up in the back on the whole lower line here.
I'm curious. The deer that passes through, is that just wild deer?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They're all, I'm in Pennsylvania. They're all white-tailed deer, and yeah, I got tons of them on the property here. Most of them live back in the tree line back there.
And are you open to hunt?
I'm allowed to hunt. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Just haven't gotten around to it yet. I haven't had a need for it yet.
No.
But I know how to butcher. I went to school for all of that, so me harvesting a deer, butchering it out, yeah, not an issue. I just haven't had a need yet. Yeah, I love this property. It's like 4 acres of what was used to be open, hasn't been planted in probably 20 years. And so my soil conditions are apparently really good. If this stuff came out of nowhere, my soil conditions are great. And it's nice, dark, rich. There's worms everywhere.
The deer in the UK is a protected species, so you've got to have special license and authorizations to hunt any.
Oh, I'm sure. Out here, no, they want you to get rid of them because car insurance companies hate them.
Yeah, I bet.
Let's see how many ticks jump on me walking through the field here. All right, let me shut my camera off. I'll be listening.
No worries.
Yeah, we do like that. Evil girl says her cat's knocking stuff over in the kitchen. Yeah, cats are cats and they knocking over stuff.
Was there any other questions in them comments then, or was that it?
No.
Norfolk Prepper said that mint shower gel on your crown jewels is best avoided. Why? Try it and see.
Yeah.
Wait, did they say mint?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. If you're going to grow mint, grow it in a pot. That stuff takes over everything.
Yeah, that's the things I've got to research as well.
And so that's the rest of my property all the way down here, down to where that driveway goes into the edge there. And
Hey, Ace, good to see you, man.
Listen, Mark, I could just take a little corner there and build myself a hut, and I wouldn't be any problem at all to you, honestly.
dude, I've had more of my friends be like, I just want to rent your cabin for a month. I'm like, I don't have I have not even a composting toilet. It's basically a toilet box with a Rubbermaid tote and a bag in it. And
That's all you need.
That's all I need. And I keep it's a mix of peat moss and lime in a bucket. So when I'm done doing my thing, I just sprinkle it on top. There's no odor. It's great. Yeah, I'm surrounded by mountains and everything. Actually, I'm in a valley. I'm at the bottom of the valley. I didn't take you guys down to the stream, but I'm in a valley. I have the stream is my property line.
Do you have, with a stream being your property line, do you have rights to that as well?
I mean, rights for what? For like fishing or it's
Yeah.
not that, it's a stream. It's not a river, so you can't really put much more than a little model boat on there. But yeah, I mean, there are fish in it. My one neighbor says they stock it. So they stock it with trout and that. But because I'm on private property and it is my property line, I could technically since there, but I'm not gonna. I don't need to. Just like the deer. I mean, because I haven't registered as a farm yet. But if I register it as a farm, it's open season on deer all year long because they become a nuisance pest eating your crops, and you can take them all.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of fun little bylaws and stuff that, as long as you follow them, you're okay. But I have no need to right now. I mean, my wife won't. She doesn't want me to do that. But she even said, she's like, push came to shove, and we have deer there, and that's all we got. Yeah, I'll eat it. I'm like, you're damn right you'll eat it because that's all you're gonna get.
Excuse me.
All right, what did I interrupt when I turned my stuff back on? I said, "Hi, I'm back. Look at me."
We were just going through the comments, to be fair, just the last few bits of what people were asking and what have you. I've made a giant list of all the things I'm going to be trying to plant.
Yeah,
I'm
that
still
will
I'm
be
still coming
nice.
up with a plan for next year. I do have to put a fence up if I want to put any kind of really good vegetables I want to eat there. Yeah, I got to put a fence in because the deer will just devastate everything. And but once I do that, I'm coming up with a plan of what I want to plant. I mean, unfortunately for me, when I do things, it's in volume. So if I'm not going to plant like 10 string bean plants. No, it's going to be like 6 rows, 100 meters long of string beans. But I
Yeah,
have lots of friends in that, plus the freeze dryer and that. That'll be like, they will take string beans all day long. One of my friends has a restaurant. He'll come down with his family and pick them for the restaurant.
Waron 100 said best medicine to stock.
Antibiotics.
Anything you need, right? That's
Yeah.
the thing. Antibiotics is a good one. It's a difficult one in the UK. I'm not sure what it's like in Sweden for antibiotics, if it's something you can buy over the counter as such. In the UK, you can't, but you can if you know how. So I don't know what it's like where you are, Shadow.
Well, our doctors here are very restricted to prescribe antibiotics here.
Yeah.
They rarely do it, but in certain cases, they give you antibiotics, and it's over counter. So that is something you can't stock up on.
Yeah. So over here, there's ways and means, because if you're going, let's say for example, you decide you're going to go and sail the world, you're going to take a boat, go across the Atlantic and stuff like that, you're not going to be near any pharmacies or doctors, so you can get a special kit that you can order online by filling out a form which comes with all different painkillers and medicines and stuff like that, which also includes antibiotics.
Yeah. I was thinking put another berry, gooseberries actually.
Yeah.
And I believe you have gooseberries in UK too.
Yeah. I was just looking.
Highly nutritious. I can share this too, by the way. Present share. Number one, highly nutritious. Gooseberries are low in calories and fat, yet packed with nutrients. Just 1 cup, 150 grams of gooseberries contains calories 66, protein 1 gram, fat less than 1 gram, carbs 15 grams, fiber 7 grams, vitamin C 46% of the daily value, vitamin B5 9% of the daily value, vitamin B6 7% of the daily value, copper 12% of the daily value, manganese 9% of the daily value, potassium 6% of the daily value. So that is a nice. I love gooseberries. When I was a kid, I usually picked them from the bush, gooseberry bush, and ate them.
Yeah, they make a good jam.
Vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant and vital to your nervous system, immune system, and skin. Vitamin B5 is necessary for creating fatty acids, while vitamin B6, which many enzymes and cells in your body need to function, helps to convert food into energy. Copper is important for your heart, blood vessels, immune system, and brain. Meanwhile, manganese supports metabolism, bone formation, reproduction, and immune cell response, whereas potassium is essential for normal cell function. High in fiber and low in calories. So gooseberries are high in fiber yet low in energy, meaning you can eat a decent portion without consuming too many calories. In fact, eating 1 cup, 150 grams of gooseberries contributes just over 3% of the average person's total daily calorie needs, making them a nutritious low-calorie snack. In addition, research shows that eating berries may aid weight loss and help you eat fewer calories overall. Yeah, that's a good thing. I didn't know that, actually. So that's... I probably should eat more of these gooseberries then. For example, one small study found that those who ate berries as a snack consumed 130 fewer calories at their next meal, compared with those who ate the same number of calories from sweets. Furthermore, gooseberries are a great source of soluble and insoluble dietary fiber. 1 cup, 150 grams of gooseberries provides 26% of the daily value of fiber, and making it a great way to boost your intake. Insoluble fiber helps add bulk to your stool and improves consistency, where soluble fiber helps slowly the movement of food in your gut, which can reduce hunger and increase feelings of fullness. Additionally, dietary fiber from fruit can help control your blood sugar levels and reduce blood pressure, cholesterol, and your risk of chronic conditions, including certain cancers, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and obesity. So, what do you say, guys, about that one? Those two.
I think they're very like Guardian was saying before. All the berries are kind of very similar attributes. I think just increasing berries in general in your diet is going to vastly improve it.
Yeah. Rich in antioxidants. Antioxidants are compounds that help fight the effects of the free radicals. These are reactive molecules that cause cellular damage. Yep, we know that. And lead to process known as oxidative stress. Yeah. Oxidative stress is associated with many diseases and premature aging. Yeah. Diets rich in antioxidants are thought to reduce your risk of certain types of cancer, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, aging, and protect your brain from degenerative disease. Gooseberries are an excellent source of antioxidants, including vitamin C, small amounts, vitamin E, and phytonutrients. Plants produce phytonutrients to keep healthy and protect against sun damage and insects. Some of the phytonutrients in gooseberries include flavonols. These are linked to heart health and may have stroke-reducing, cancer-fighting, and antiviral effects. The main types in gooseberries are quercetin, myricetin, camphorol, and isohemnetine. Oh man, all those names. Anthocyanins, these compounds are the colored pigments in fruit, and they are associated with eye and urinary tract health, improved memory, healthy aging, and a lower risk of some cancers. Aromatic acids. In gooseberries, these include caffeic, chlorogenic, coumaric, hydrobenzoic, and ellagic acid. Organic acids, they responsible for the tart taste of fruit and may reduce your risk of stroke and Alzheimer's disease. So gooseberries, I didn't know they had so many health benefits, and I didn't know the nutrition value on them either. So this was new to me. And it seems also may help control blood sugar. High blood sugar levels are linked to type 2 diabetes, heart disease, stroke, dementia, and many other illnesses. Gooseberries have several properties that may aid blood sugar control, which is good. First, they're high in fiber, and which slows the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream, preventing spikes in blood sugar levels. Furthermore, test tube studies reveal that gooseberry extract in an alpha glucosidase inhibitor. This means it binds to special enzymes in your small intestine, preventing them from moving sugar from your gut into your bloodstream. Okay, I didn't know that. Finally, gooseberries contain chlorogenic acid, which may slow carb absorption and help reduce blood sugar levels after starchy meals. However, despite promising results, more research on gooseberries' effect on blood sugar levels is needed. Yeah. When it says may protect your brain, it means basically they need to do more studies on that as well.
Yeah, it's all theoretical and
Yeah, it is. May have anti-cancer effects. Yeah, it's the same thing there. It need more research and studies on that as well.
John C said gooseberry hinamaki. That's right. Red is the variety I've grown. Very sweet, not as bitter as the green ones. I think they taste a bit like a grape raw.
Yeah. Those I have ate when I was a kid, that was the green ones.
Yeah.
Uh, 707 my life. I have no idea what that dude is. Um, no, I can't find him on the YouTube side, so. Good for your heart. Well, it doesn't say may, so that's a good thing, I guess.
Yeah, but
Eating
it says at the top eating rich fruit in like berries, so that's all berries, right? That's what we were saying.
Yeah. Yeah, it's associated with a lower risk of heart disease. Yeah. Easy to add to your diet, as all berries is. But it depends on if you prefer them or not. Or if you like them at all. But some people might not like them.
Yeah, I need to try more fruits. I can't remember ever even trying gooseberry in its raw form, as it were.
I try to find this dude in on the YouTube side, but I obviously don't.
It's so it's a chemical name for 7-hydroxymatrigynine. It's a terpenoid indole alkaloid found in the plant Mitragyna speciosa. God, this is pronunciations galore.
Yeah,
Commonly known as kratom. So it's like a supplement type extract from a plant by the looks of it.
yeah.
Reduces pain, enhances movement, and provides sedative effects.
Okay, Susan. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Yeah. Berries in general are good for you. Let's see if and Chef Tech is go
I'm
ahead.
still here. I'm driving past things that the world doesn't need to see. So
Okay. Good to know.
see, by the time you're done with the stream, yeah, I should be pulling in my driveway. Takes about an
Yeah.
hour to get to my property. Nice ride though. No cities to go through. It's just farmlands. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to call it soon because I've got duties to attend to.
Yeah, and I think well, when you drop off, I will probably end the stream myself. So
That works. All right. Well, I'll hop off then. You guys, everybody in the chat, have a great rest of your weekend or tomorrow or whatever time zone you're in. And I'm going to do the same. And glad to be on. Thanks, Sharon. Later, Mike.
See you, Mark.
you're very welcome.
Yep. Thank you for anyone joining on my side. Don't forget to come over to ShadowScoutSwede's side and make sure you subscribe to his channel as well. I do try and get on these often, but I'm not always on them, but he does always run them. So, and there's a great group of people that join. So you'll learn a lot on different episodes. So make sure you come and subscribe to his channel. And Shadow, thanks for having me. I'll see
It's
you
always a pleasure to have you, my friend.
Thank you very much. Well, good night, God bless, and I'll see you in another one.
Yeah, I will see you next time. God bless. Well, Mark popped up. Well, guys, that's all for today's stream. Thanks for stopping by. We had covered a lot of things today. So, yeah. I'll see you next week. Same time, same channel. And if you're new to my channel, feel free to subscribe, like, share, and comment. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get notified when new videos and new live streams coming up. So, I appreciate your company and your comments. It has been a good day today, guys. And don't forget, be part of the solution, not the problem. Strength and honor, brothers and sisters. And we end it